What's the motherfucking deal? How are all of you wonderful people this evening? I am your host, Ed Honcho. Welcome to the den. I apologize for the late streaming, and it will be a little bit of a shorter stream. Probably won't go the full 2 hours this evening. Had a little bit of situation I had to take care of prior to going live, so I apologize for that, and I hope that you will forgive me for my transgressions. Um, but the reason why we're here this evening is because this is a wonderful community of people, and I enjoy chopping up with you each and every evening. It is my honor, my privilege, and most of all, it is my pleasure. I don't necessarily get to see you guys, but to get to communicate, to get to interact wherever you may be in the world as we're all dealing with whatever's going on in this crazy world in these crazy times. We're going to talk about the new way of life. And what I mean by that is how this situation has impacted the way that we currently operate. And will this be a long-term thing? How is it impacting you now? But let's see who we have joining us. And then let's get into some great conversation. Like I said, I hope all of you are doing well this evening. But hopefully we will find out very soon. Let's see. D Love, Miss Bell, Ronald, Isley, Sweetberry, Chill HD 335. What's the motherfucking deal? Let's do this. I forgot to do this. Bing. Let's see. I see Lady Licious, Sarah Lou. What's the motherfucking deal? Eastside Hero. What's the motherfucking deal? DeMarkey. Yeah, man. I've seen everybody saying that they're not getting any notification. Miss Cartier, I've been wondering about you. Hope you're doing well. I know Vegas is a little bit different this evening, so hope all is going well in your side of the world. Let's see. Real talk, what's the motherfucking deal? No forgiveness will be getting. Gosh darn it. Rob, Jason S, Rhea, what's the motherfucking deal? How you doing, Miss Rhea? And like I said, I hope everybody's doing good. I hope everybody is okay this evening. And let me jot down the early birds real quick. Early birds technically, I guess I'm the late bird this evening, so it is what it is. But like I said, I wanted to talk about how this new way of operating on the day-to-day. Some people are working remotely. Some people cannot.
Dan Strong donated $5. This situation could have been a lot worse. Like on some Resident Evil shit. It's gonna show the reality of human nature.
I agree. Appreciate the love, Dan Strong, man. I hope all is going well with the extended spring break. Hope you haven't been having to deal with too many crazy people. I hope you've been getting to, decompress and relax a little bit. Been all kind of shenanigans going on, man. Yeah, I'm glad nobody's mutating. Nobody's turning into, what was that cartoon? The Toxic Avengers. Everybody out there looking crazy. Remember when you all think like everything was going to be like some crazy green sludge was just going to turn us, like that was a thing like in the 80s. Fucking fall into a vat of green sludge, you're going to turn into you get some crazy powers, you'll turn into a fucking radioactive turtle or some shit. Now this will just probably give you cancer, and that's going to be about it. So it's not going to be any special benefits to getting caught up in any radiation. So, but like I say, the way that we're living nowadays, the way that things are as far as you got to order your food, you can't dine in. That people, wait staff, they're having issues. They're kind of postponed. They're not really necessarily working. We can talk about as far as if you see people with the National Guard getting called in, people going crazy. Even though some of the younger people are still out in spring break partying. Fuck it, give me the corona, I don't care. I got a party in spring break. Woo. Very interesting. Like I say, like I said, the people who are working remotely, finding new ways of being able to do their job. And then there's some jobs that just can't be done remotely. And then you have certain basic services that you need people to do. Otherwise, life as we know it may fall all the way apart. So I'm just wondering how these changes have impacted you guys as individuals, things that you may have seen, things that you find interesting. Because I look at it like this. Like, remember when 9/11 hit, right? And when 9/11 hit, oh, I almost gave DeMarcus some early bird pistachios. He never deserves any early bird pistachios. Damn you, DeMarcus. So, 9/11 hit, and it changed the way that we operated as a society. Everything was different. We were willing to have some trade-offs. We take a little bit of security for a little bit less privacy. And I'm wondering what the trade-offs are going to be after this. Because once people see, well, people are willing to accept this. Well, let's make this the new norm. Maybe I should have called it the new norm instead of a new way of life. But and so that's kind of what I want to get into tonight. That's kind of what I want to discuss. I want to know your thoughts, your feelings. What is going to be the new norm? Is this going to be a new way of life? Do you think people are going to adapt to these changes and have have the conservatives become socialists? I've been seeing a lot of people running with that whole deal as of late. So I think it's going to be very interesting to see how that goes. Danny, report coming out. We have a client 20 million turned down. Well, I've heard some things, and we're not going to get into that. If you're in the Soft Sports Discord, you may have heard some of those things earlier than other people. But we're going to leave that at that. So the rest of the semester only online now. That's wild. Yeah, that's what I see. As a matter of fact, that's interesting because I've seen a couple of people saying that some of these kids, they're going to be the school year is going to be canceled for the rest of the year, and some parents are going to have the option of advancing their kids or keeping them in the same grade. And I think that's a very interesting decision to make, right? Because you want your kid to stay on par generally with their age, but how many parents do you think would really say, my kid's not smart enough, they didn't learn what they needed to learn, let's keep them where they are, right? How many people would really truly do that? So I don't know. Yeah, I got all that. Tell me what I need to. Oh, okay. I got that. I don't need that. But I want to know how many parents would really truly do that. Like, how many parents would honestly say, my kid isn't on par where they need to be, and so we're going to hold them back, right? Let me see. This is what I need. Give me just a second while I do these shenanigans. And yes. And so I don't think most parents will. Parents always want to make it easier on their kids. They don't want to make anything difficult. They don't want to make it too challenging these days. So I think that given the option, most parents are going to move forward. That's if they have the option. I think you need to make the little asses go to fucking school during the the summer, and they can deal with it. This is what I need. And so, like I said, I just want to know your thoughts. I want to know your feelings on the way the world has changed over the last few days. And like I said, I won't waste a whole lot of time talking. Not yet, at least it seems. Actually, I shouldn't have done that. Excuse me. Like I'm doing something I should have done a second ago, but here we are. They said online classes are unfair to poor minds. Oh, great. This is my thing too. Y'all know how I feel when we talk about racism. We talk about all these other things, and at one point in my life, I might have said, "Oh, I get it," but there's just certain things that this is just not racism. This is just competence. You know what I'm saying? And how are online classes unfair to poor minorities? You got like a lot of these places, a lot of these internet companies. I heard Comcast has been throttling a lot of people's services because they're basically giving people free internet. I've seen quite a few people talk about they were complaining because they pay for very high speed service, and their internet is getting throttled. They may pay for. I think someone said I think somebody said they pay for like 900 or something like that. I forgot. I'm not sure what area of the country they were in, and he said they were getting like 99 or something, like something under 100. Like it was something crazy. It might have been like 86, something crazy they said. But again, you know, it has its ups and downs, and I'm sure there could be other factors into that. All right, cool. All right, I apologize for all that. Now we're fully back focused. I took care of that little problem. We'll save that. What's that? Okay. And so, all right, cool. All those things are good. So again, like I said, there could be other factors in that. And here's my thing, man. I don't get it, man. On like, yeah, but here's the thing. Do kids have social skills now, as it is, Rob? I mean, and it sounds crazy because I told you I was on the little vacation for a while, and I was just sitting there, and there was some little young dudes in there, and I'm just like, man, I feel like these teenagers who have to go on these vacations, and I don't want to, you don't want to start your life like that because there's other penalties that come with that. It's like they almost have an advantage because they're forced to step away from the technology and interact with people, and that's crazy. So you just switched to AT&T. I've heard a lot of people talk about AT&T, and I want to know your thoughts. I want to know your thoughts on 5G. We're going to talk about 5G one day. We're definitely going to talk about we're going to talk about 5G one day. Your driving test got canceled. Good, Danny. You don't need to be on the road with anybody. If your driving is anything like your YouTube commenting, it's terrible. So, give me a second. Let me get the line on, man. Like I said, we ain't gonna waste too much time with the shenanigans and the tomfoolery. And let me see. Yeah, you guys are doing all this 50% off for 3 months and all this. Guess what? Why don't you fucking give my goddamn money, you piece of shit service? Fucking a credit. What the fuck is a credit? Just making me pay for the next month. I hate you. I really need to find another service. Maybe I'll switch to a fucking landline. But no complaining. Life is good. Again, like I said, I hope everybody's doing well. I'll put the number up there for those of you who do not know. And again, I want to know how this thing is impacting your life. I want to know what's the biggest change that you've experienced. I really want to hear from Miss White because, like I said, I've seen Las Vegas, and this is something I've been talking to other people about. I think I mentioned it last night because Vegas it's a tourist industry, and everything's shut down. Casinos are boarded up for like a month. And I've seen pictures, and it's just it's like barren. It makes me think of fucking Fallout New Vegas, and not to, I guess, make a bad comparison, but it is what it is. It's just I really want to know what's going to happen there because I think that's a significant impact. And we're just specifically talking about one place in particular that I think it may have a little issue jumping back. How do casinos do casinos get a bailout? What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling into the den this evening?
Hey, it's Belle. I finally I'm on first. I'm going to be on and going quick tonight. I do want to hear from Cartier, too. I think it'd be pretty interesting, the casino situation in Vegas. So I was actually kind of surprised we were having a den tonight. What happened?
Yeah, I had a little something come up at the normal time, and so I didn't want to go without it because I felt like just talking at least a little bit. So instead of crashing, I just kind of pushed it back a little bit later, and so we'll still do a little something, but we'll probably wrap it up close to midnight. So we'll try to get as much as we can get in.
I am seeing people starting to kind of get a little bit more wide-eyed on this. It started out as being something immediate, and now it's looking like a pandemic hurricane. It's like, because we know that it's going to be around for a while. In the southern states, of course, being in Texas, we know 3 days before a hurricane's going to come in, so you get all this buildup of anxiety and ambition about what it's going to be and how bad it's going to be. We still haven't even hit the eye of this storm yet. If you look at it that way. You know what I'm saying? I mean, people can still go outside. We can still get things done to a certain degree, but you got to keep a mask on. And I mean, even going to my regular doctor's appointment, I had to call to make sure I could still have a regular appointment available. They're trying to opt out of all elective surgeries, including like skin cancers and things like that.
That's terrible.
Yeah. Well, the thing is they don't. The hospitals are going to become to capacity sooner than later. And
so I mean, so do you think, like, I mean, because this with this whole Modelo virus, the China virus, or whatever we're not supposed to call it, yeah, it's dangerous. It's definitely impacting a certain demographic much more than others. Do you think that there's a level of fear mongering, and that it's actually going to do more damage to people who may have more life-threatening illnesses, like you're just talking about the people who may have skin cancer or may need these surgeries and things, but because the hospitals are going to be to capacity, focusing on one particular issue that, again, is a very small percent fatality rate, and most people are getting over it. Most people are cured within a week or so. Do you think that it's going to be more of a problem, like I said, for those who kind of have long-term issues, or with them being put on the back burner?
Well, okay, here's my thought on it. I think the higher percentage of life loss will be the ones that have underlying serious health problems, heart disease, blood pressures, diabetes, just immune system, asthmatics, those things who have serious underlying health problems, physical health problems, will have a harder time in recovery stages. Also, anybody with a compromised immune system, because the flu attacks the immune system. So between that and anybody being asthmatic, it puts them at a higher risk. Now, I don't go out without a mask because of the fact that I have such severe allergies right now. My immune system is compromised. It's not for anything but the fact that I need some antibiotics. To just set it straight, I mean, y'all know I've had this for months, and it's not, how do I say this? It's not the coronavirus. It's just my allergies turned into respiratory infection. Now, that puts me at a higher rate of worry, but I wear a mask. You see where I'm going with that? After 2 days on antibiotics, I should be fine. And it ups the immune system once all that other stuff is okay. What they're talking about is elective surgeries like butt lift. They're talking about elective surgeries like boob jobs, like nose jobs, like things that can be put off that are not life-saving surgical need. I could, and it laser surgeries, things that, because the thing is that once you've been cut into, you also have a higher risk because you're on a recovery rate. And I'm sure anybody in the nursing field or doctor could answer all these questions the same way and why they would do that. But they're only trying to do those things for necessity reasons, because the fact that ERs right now, from what I gather from information across the country, they're about 80% full at capacity. And so we haven't even been into this, a full 2 weeks yet? And the kids are supposed to be coming off of vacation next Friday, but I'm kind of wondering whether or not they're going to push that back as well.
And it's seeming like they are, because it's seeming like, everywhere that I'm hearing, everywhere, what I'm seeing online, the videos that people have shared with me and things like that, that the schools are getting pushed back to mid-April at the very least. And, at mid-April, I mean, it's only a couple of weeks after that and school's out. So some people, like I said, are saying that schools are just, it's going to be a wrap.
Especially in the South.
So I think it's going to be very interesting. So, like, how has this impact? You say that you wear a mask. Have you been out kind of handling day-to-day business? Have you tried, ordering food or anything like that? Has that impacted you in any way like that?
I did that. I went out on Monday. I went to Sam's Club. I told you about that. And I didn't end up wearing a mask, but I do have to go out tomorrow. And because of the fact that my husband had a compromised immune system, I still have masks at home, so I will wear one when I go out tomorrow to the doctor's. Just regular stuff, you know.
So when you went out, did you see any bloody beatdowns over toilet paper?
Actually, I did with the local Walmart, but the Sam's Club was fine.
No.
Now, the one thing that they did say today is all the, like the malls, the Simon malls, I guess that's a corporate name brand across the country. Simon owns different mall corporations. They're closing all of the malls down across America.
Mm. Yeah. Do people really still go to the malls like that?
The what?
Well, I guess I actually went to a mall for the first time in a long time. I went to that Katy Mills Mall a couple of weeks back. So I was just asking, do people frequent the mall like that? I mean, it seems like malls have been losing popularity ever since, online shopping has become a popular thing.
In certain areas, it's more of a fashionable thing, and it becomes a indoor activity. Like you can do walking without being out in the elements. And so if you're there, you might as well shop and pick up your things. You know what I'm saying? So in some of the more quote unquote suburbia areas, I'm sure it's still popular as hell. But then you have like your outlet premium malls. Like where you can get the high-end stuff. And so that makes sense. If it's nothing that's necessary, like a grocery item, putting, people at risk in retail when it doesn't need to be, again, it's just another way to bring everybody, not contaminating everybody else with what's going on.
Do you think everybody's taking it serious, or do you think some people are still kind of being very carefree with it?
I don't know. I'd have to say, I'd like to say 50-50, but it's probably like 80-20. You got about 20% that are really taking it so seriously they need to pick the stick out of their ass. And then you get the other 80 where it's like, all right, we know what we're doing, but how long the fuck do we have to be doing this shit? So it's kind of, and I'd like to hear from other people what they think about this percentage, because I'm just taking a wild ass guess here. I'm not putting any real thought into it, but just kind of makes sense. I mean, you always have 20% that are going to go above and beyond, stuck on stupid. And like I said earlier this week, this is apocalypse preppers' glory to be able to have testing with this. Time to get those MREs out. I don't know. I probably will see a little bit more when I go out. I've got to hit the grocery store and just pick up a couple of things, but I'm just, I don't know. I don't do a lot of going out because I do a lot of computer stuff at home. So I'm not one that's constantly out and about. Now, we do need to ask. Trill would be a perfect one to talk to, where he's on the road all the time.
Yeah, actually, where is Trill? I would have to,
or any of our truck drivers that we got to call in. They're the ones that can give a better example. I will tell you this, though. Every time I've been out in the last 5 days, it's always been a lot of trucks on the road and not a whole lot of cars, which is fine, but it's just been heavy on the trucks going back and forth with everything. That's pretty much all I have.
Yeah, I'm sure was saying something about that. I guess the traffic was a little bit better, so I would think, if people are choosing to stay home or, minimize their travel, that's a good thing for the truck drivers.
Now, the one thing I will say before I go, and this is something I learned a long time ago, and actually a friend of mine who drove school buses told me this. She's like, if I'm in the driver's seat of the school bus and you can't see my mirror, I can't see you. She said that applies to every big truck you see on the road. So if you're too close and you can't see their mirror, they can't see you. And that is a quick and easy way to have an accident.
That's kind of how I like it, John Cena style.
I'm not that crazy. I might have a lead foot, but I got common sense in there too. All right. I'm out for the night, Honcho, so you know what to do, and y'all have a great night.
All right, the bell has rung and class is in session. Miss Bell, I thank you for calling and getting the party started this evening.
All right, good night.
All right, you have a good evening. What's the motherfucking deal, man? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
It's Chill here.
Chill. What's the motherfucking deal, Chill? What's on your mind tonight, man?
I'm just gonna keep it short and sweet. First of all, it's not racist if you call it the China virus or the Wuhan virus, because I mean it's where it originated. That's how you distinct things. I mean, people say that the coronavirus, that the name coronavirus is the right name for it, but that's simply not the case. Coronavirus means a family of viruses, so it's not actually a name. It's just saying what it actually is. But I mean, if you look at the MERS, like it stands for Middle Eastern Respiratory Syndrome, because it obviously originated from the Middle East. SARS, South Asian Respiratory Syndrome, originated in South Asia. And finally, Ebola it was named that because of a river in the Congo, around where Ebola originated. And I don't get why people think that it's racist. Like, it honestly makes me laugh on the inside.
Well, what do you think about the Kung flu? Is that racist?
The what?
The Kung flu.
I thought it was a good joke, to be honest with you.
I think that's hilarious.
I mean, yeah, I think it's a really good joke. Like, whoever said that, I would love to shake that. I would like to. Well, we can't shake hands, so we're just gonna touch elbows. I'm like, give them props. But when it comes to society, though, I think in time, I think we just gotta be patient. But in time, I think everything will get back to normal. Then we'll have the good old sports back. Hopefully the MLB season will happen. Hopefully the NBA season will happen, whether they'll stop the regular season there and head straight to the playoffs or not. Hopefully the NFL season isn't affected, even though I'm really not looking forward to this season because of a certain person that will not be named. But honestly, and all these young kids, like I'm not trying to downplay it, but I'm not trying to overplay it. You should obviously be mindful of other people around you. Like if you live in a home if you live somewhere where you live with old people or people that have pre-existing conditions that compromise their immune system, you should obviously take the necessary steps to make sure that you don't get it. I don't care if you're young. I mean, I'm young, but I'm still careful. I mean, I work as a pizza delivery driver, so I have to be very careful.
Do they have you doing the no contact deliveries?
No, I'm still interacting with the people. I mean, I don't touch them. I don't shake their hands. But at the same time, it's like I'm afraid that one of them's going to cough on me, and then I'm going to get it.
So, is there any particular precautions that you take, now, and since you're still dealing, kind of hand to hand with the customers?
Yeah. And at our restaurant, we now don't allow more than 8 to 10 people in the restaurant.
Okay.
So that's changed. I mean, business is slow on the inside, but on the outside, we get a lot of deliveries. So, but hey, we get more money, so I can't really complain.
But what about the money? I mean, do you, as far as like say tips and stuff? I've heard people saying that it could be on the money or things like. Is that concerning at all to you?
The tips, no. I mean, I've been getting good tips lately ever since this whole thing started. Ever since this whole thing started becoming really a big deal in the United States after Trump declared that national emergency, and there's rumors of a lockdown going on, and people saying that and restaurants are being advised to not do dine-ins anymore and only do takeout and deliveries. So, but no, tips have been good. I mean, I've been averaging like at least $8. So.
Okay. Nothing wrong with that. Okay. So, other than that, I mean, has there been something like that you notice that is just? I mean, like you said, I know the, allowing the minimizing the people allowed in the restaurant, and the more people are ordering out. But I mean, has there just been just like one thing that stands out to you compared to everything else that is different, but also concerns you that this may become a new norm that people accept?
The quiet.
Hmm.
Um, it's, I mean, maybe a peaceful thing sometimes, but whenever you work in a place where it's usually a lot of noises happening, like, I mean, obviously the kitchen's at doing its thing, but people on the inside, there's a lot of talking. The phones are ringing for takeouts and deliveries, and but I mean, you're in the kitchen. Obviously, there's gonna be noise, but once you get out there at the front, it's quiet. The only thing you can hear is just the TV's going, or just sometimes all you can really hear is the air conditioning, and that's it.
So, as far
And
as the TV, do y'all keep it on the news, or y'all, watching for updates or anything like that, or is it what channel is the TV or the TVs on usually?
yeah, all the time, like I keep an eye on the news, and I've been recently keeping an eye on my college. I go to San Jack, the South Campus, so I've been keeping an eye on that. Now our classes are going to be moving to full online, but I don't really have a problem with that because one of my classes is already fully online, because it's a computer science class, and but the other classes I'm gonna have to like figure out what I'm gonna do because those classes are mainly face to face classes.
Okay, okay, that's interesting, and I think I think that's something that we're trending towards, especially with the college situation as far as that. I think online classes eventually will be the norm, but I think with everybody saying that it's possible or that you're capable of doing it, I'm going to see how people are going to react. Like if it's going to be more convenient for most, or if it's going to be more of a hassle, and will people be expecting this option? In the years coming or the semesters coming forward, so it'll be interesting.
Yeah, I just keep seeing those memes of like, when 2020 class is graduating, it's like people on Skype like not having a good time. I'm like, man, I already feel bad for them now. Shit.
Oh man.
I mean, I'm not.
Do you think in the long run this is going to make it? Everybody they're talking about practicing social distancing. Do you think that I think me personally with the way society is with the smartphones and the internet and everything, like we're already kind of distant. But do you think this is going to make people more separate than we already are?
I mean, I feel like we're already separate from each other. I mean, it's far enough to where I don't think social distancing will be a problem at all. I mean, with social media, we are so used to texting people, and like we don't like people don't really call each other anymore. People don't really hang out anymore, like do social things like what socially normal people do, like go out to a movie or go out to dinner or just plain hang out. It's always most of the time these days it's like these texting and group chats. I mean, you have FaceTime, but that's not really physically there.
Hmm.
That's just a screen you're looking at of another person that's somewhere else. You're not that person. You're not physically with that person, and I find it. And I heard you mention that how young kids are so don't have the social skills, and I agree with you on that one. Um, Personally, for me, I prefer I like talking on the phone with people because I feel like that's more genuine than texting because I actually can hear the tone of the voice. That way, if I know this person's serious or not, and hanging and I always like hanging out with people and like talking to them that way and getting to know them that way. Again, that just feels more genuine. But I don't. But with the social distancing, I don't think it's really going to be a problem because a lot of people a lot of young kids these days, my age, are already used to that kind of stuff.
Okay. Okay. All right. Anything else that's on your mind? Like I say, as far as the Wu flu, the Kung flu, the China virus. I mean, the Wuhan virus, whatever you want to call it. That just kind of caught your attention or brings any thoughts to mind?
I can just imagine South Park now making an episode, with the shitty walk guy.
Mm.
That welcome to Shitty Walk. Can I take your order, please?
That is one of my favorite characters actually. Whenever he fucking when he like became didn't he become like a white guy or something one episode? Like
yeah, I mean I'm not that far, but I think he turns out to be an American guy or whatever.
Yeah.
But no, that's one of my favorite side characters. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie.
That's fucking crazy.
But no, I said what I need to say, and like I always do before I get off, y'all subscribe to Soft Sports. Y'all subscribe to the Den. Y'all follow Honcho. Follow Soft Sports on Twitter, and also follow the Den on Twitter. Keep and I know this is the Den, but this is a time where the independent media needs to rise. So y'all better go over there. If y'all are a sports fan, y'all love Houston sports, go subscribe to Soft Sports. They need all the support they need. We are in tough times right now. Frankly, the only thing that's more, more of a problem now than the coronavirus is, a certain person I will not mention. But I think y'all can figure that out.
I don't want to talk about it. Makes me sad. I'd rather catch the corona than fucking talk about that motherfucker. But.
Well, all right, Honcho. Well, I'm gonna get on out of here. I'm gonna keep on the stream, and everyone out there, be sure y'all stay safe. Even if y'all don't think this is serious, wash your hands, take the necessary precautions to be healthy. And if you have it, or if you think you might have it, then stay home, quarantine yourself, take care of yourself as always, and also as always, enjoy life because tomorrow's not guaranteed.
Yeah, that is true. I always appreciate every moment that you have. Well, the best that you can. Sometimes fucking moments can be shitty, but once you get past the shitty part, appreciate as much as you can. Mr. Chill, I appreciate you calling in and sharing your thoughts with us this evening.
It's no problem. Y'all, everyone have a good night.
All right, you too. Man, the best meme that I've seen about washing hands is the one where it's telling you how to properly wash your hands, and it turns out to be the little shit from fucking Naruto. I don't know. And he's all fucking doing that shit. That shit's hilarious to me. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in to the Den this evening?
Man, it's Eastside Harold.
Eastside. What's the motherfucking deal, man? The corona ain't running you to the west side, is it? What's going on with you?
Man, I don't know, brother. It's like I be on social media and you see some people and they talking about New York and shit in LA and it's fucking horrible over there and my every day I'm just going to work, man. I mean, like I've been saying, man, it's just the bars and the restaurant. And even like these certain bars, man, if you get on Instagram, they like still want you to come in. Like, I don't know if you ever been to Bombshells and seen them whores in there, bro.
I've never been.
Bro,
I've heard of it.
They're like, man, they're like, come on in and get your food to go and hang out with the Bombshell girls till your food comes.
Yeah, Bombshells.
It's like they trying to lure you in, bro.
Yeah, it's
bro, you ever been to Twin Peaks?
I've never been to Twin Peaks. I'm familiar with the premise of the restaurants, but my personal favorite, like I said, I always tell everybody, was Tight Ends. I don't think they have a bunch of locations. I went to one because I'm an ass man myself, and Tight Ends is.
Man, I've heard of Tight Ends, but I never experienced Tight Ends. I never experienced them, but I'm a Bombshell, Twin Peaks type guy, but. You get on Instagram, they're like, come on in and just wait for your food to go. Hang out with the girls.
Come get a little Corona.
I mean, it's kind of fucked up because it's like you're like you hear people on the different extremes, and my reality is just, I mean, it's changed somewhat, but it's like, how serious should I take it? Like, I'm doing the same thing I pretty much was doing, except from the bars and and the little restaurants. But
do you really think it's different? I mean, because say, I know they're saying, don't go in and sit down, and they're telling you don't come pick up a to-go order. But say you got a bunch of people come and pick up to-go orders, and one of those people has the coronas, right? And they interact with
yeah,
whoever's giving a to-go order, and then there's the exchange of the corona, and then now you got a bunch of people coming in. Aren't you still kind of at the same risk? Do you think there's a different level of risk? I guess is it different because it's not a mass amount of people sit down, so everybody's getting it. It minimizes the exchange, or do you think it's a much safer technique?
man. I mean, I think it's a safer technique if you get a mask, but I ordered me a fucking mask today through Amazon. I ain't get the regular mask, man. I got me a mask. Got a motherfucking skull face on that bitch. Like, niggas gotta put their little sauce and
Yeah.
the swag on some shit. Man, you be seeing you be seeing certain motherfuckers, bro. You're like, man, that's a tight little mask this motherfucker got on. I gotta order me a mask like that.
Yeah, you can't be outdone. You gotta look. If you're gonna have to wear it, you gotta look good while you're doing it. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to look like
Man, motherfuckers still going to the turkey leg hut. They getting their food and go. It's like shit is still going on, man. I mean, motherfuckers is still pushing on, man. I'm just trying to keep my head down, and I mean, I hope it don't get no worse. I'm praying, but if this is the worst it get, man, fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's, I don't know, bro. I don't know how to feel about it. They said like 100 people that died from the shit, and when you look at the grand scheme of things, like 100 people, that's not a lot.
Yeah.
It's not a lot at all, but you don't want to be added to that list.
Correct. I agree. So I'm not sure the number. Like I said, I hadn't really kept up with it the last maybe day or so. I know
They say 100 in the U.S. I mean, my numbers could be wrong, but shit,
no,
who the fuck knows?
Yeah, that's what I heard. It was around that because I know last time I checked, I think it was high 70s, maybe low 80s last time I checked. And then, but I don't know the number that they have suspected to have either contracted or come across it. So the way I look at it is like, say it's 100,000 or 200,000 people have gotten it. That's a small town or a small city, I guess you could say. And if you look at it on that, like I guess from that perspective, so you can say, hey, if we live in a small city, whatever the city is, and 100 people have died from this, I guess that makes it a little bit scary because I guess the proximity idea would be different. But I don't know, man. Like I get it, and again, like I said, that's why I wish they would be more open with the details of some of these deaths. Like I say, give us an age range, kind of inform. Give more information to it. So I think the news is deliberately withholding some of this stuff because again, it creates more panic, it creates more concern, and I blame a lot of this for the panic buying. Like, yeah, take it seriously, be aware, but at the same time, you've seen a significant number of people who have recovered. But it's almost like they never talk about the number of people who have recovered. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
And that's kind of my thing. So I mean, I'm just trying to figure it all out. It's 155 as of today. Okay, so they had a little boost apparently. Then I guess it's not a good thing. It was just I don't know. But but in other countries, like I say, you look at it, and have you seen what they're doing like in Italy? And I mean, they're dying, but that's unfortunate. But like they're outside, like they're socializing, unlike Americans. We're all on our phones. So they're out there singing songs with each other, people on their balconies playing instruments, motherfuckers playing paddleball, 2 stories, 3 stories high, and they're actually being very successful, not dropping the ball. That's crazy. So they're making like a social thing of it. Do you see something like that happen in America, or do we hate each other too much?
Man, the motherfuckers still at spring break, man. You see all the motherfuckers still in Florida, man. Them kids just living their life. Like, they still, what happens when all them motherfuckers come back around? Like they gotta come back home. School might be out, but shit, they gotta come back to wherever the fuck they from.
Yeah.
And they still down there, man.
Oh yeah, then that's when it's gonna blow up. Because I seen something. They had some goofball. If I get it, I get it, man. I don't care. I'm young or some shit. I'm like, well, I guess if you don't care, you really don't. But when you're young, you feel like you're invincible. You feel like, yeah, especially when you're young and healthy, you feel like nothing can stop you. So you're just kind of like, fuck it, I'm gonna take it and run with it. You know, so in your day to day, do you feel like you may have come across somebody who? And what I'm saying, of course, we can't tell the symptoms. I mean, if you were just to take a wild guess, do you think that you've crossed paths with somebody who may have the corona, or may have crossed paths with somebody who does have it? Do you think that you've been in some form or fashion in contact with the virus?
Man, you never can fucking tell, but man, I was getting me a little old daiquiri before I went to work, man, and this bitch at the fucking window, man, that bitch looked like she had been through the ringer, and she had gloves on. She looking at me crazy. I'm looking at her. I'm like, God damn, but I mean, it's just like everybody's looking at each other's crazy as hell, but I mean, if you just look at the cars in the streets, man, it's less fucking cars, but it's like people still moving around, man. It's like I'm trying to not I'm taking it serious, but then you got the other people on the other extreme. It's like it's Armageddon and the rapture is coming. It's like, man, I'm not. When I hear people talk like that, I was like, I'm not trying to go there. I'm not even. It's not like that's not my reality.
Yeah.
It's not. Hopefully, it doesn't get there, man. It might get there, but I'm really just hoping and praying it don't get there, man. It's like, that's not my reality, and that's not a lot of people, man. I'm on the motherfucking phone talking on fucking the Den, the South Sports.
Yeah.
That's my reality.
Yeah.
I'm doing the same shit. I'm on YouTube. Fuck, when I get off, I'm trying to look for what I'm looking for, and I'm going home. Fuck, man. And then I'm just trying to stay low key, man.
Yeah. I don't blame you. Like I say, I don't think most people are gonna have. I think most people's experience with it, even if they do have some symptoms, even if they are down for a few days to a week or whatever. Because like I said, I've seen a few people kind of share their stories who have tested positive and kind of how they responded, how they handled it, and again, these are younger people who are healthier, who don't have compromised immune systems. And it just, sounds like similar to a bout of the flu. There are some differences, but I think, most people probably aren't going to have a hard time with it. And I think that's the part of it. Because I think the mind's a very powerful thing. And I think some people could probably trick themselves into being sicker than they really are. Might convince themselves that they're having these symptoms and that they're sicker than they really are, and it just might be a mental thing. What's hypochondriac, I think is what it's called. I've said it the other day. I meant to look it up, but I think you got a lot of people out there who, the way the news is portraying it, they're gonna fake themselves sick.
Yeah, man. What I was gonna say, man. That boy, Kenneth, man. We need to come up with a name for Kenneth, man. We need to call Kenneth Famous Kenneth or Hollywood Kenneth, man. Y'all boys stop calling that man Gay Kenneth, man. That man might not want the world to know he gay.
Hollywood Ken.
Yeah. EJ Johnson Ken or something. Yeah, you got your little Den family. You gotta come up with little nicknames for everybody, bro.
Not EJ, man. Oh, man. Okay.
EJ Johnson, man.
Yeah, we have to come up with a nickname for Ken. Cause we got two Kens. We got young Kenneth, honorable mention Kenneth, and then we got new Kenneth, but he's not so new anymore. So we definitely gonna have to get him. We have to get him a new nickname.
Yeah, man. Just the man might not want the world to know, man. Just keep it all in the family, Okay. Keep family secrets.
Shit, families ain't got secrets no more. What do you think about and this is way off topic. I don't know if you saw the thing, a lot of rumors, and it came out to be false. What do you think about the thing that was going on with Oprah? Did you hear about that?
Yeah, I heard something about that, but I don't doubt it, man. Bro, you in that type of bracket, and it's all type of weird shit that go on. Motherfuckers got so much money, and it's highly fucking weird. Hollywood, these dudes, it's kind of go back to the R. Kelly shit. R. Kelly's just a rich rich ass black man with a fetish, but he probably around motherfuckers that's just richer than him doing the same ass shit. He thinking like, fuck. Man, fuck. I mean, these motherfuckers around me doing this shit. Why can't I do it?
Yeah.
And it's like, if you a black man with a fetish, and these motherfuckers can turn that into a whole nother. If they want you, man, brother, that fetish shit, that shit don't work for you. That white man can have a fetish. That white man can have sex with your fucking feet if he want to, and it's all good. But the black man do some weird shit and be some kinky shit. This motherfucker's gonna say you a sexual predator.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay away from the feet. The feet is,
bro. Yeah, I'm not a feet guy, but you know, hey, bro, different strokes for different folks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But man, it's just like, bro, you black dude, you got a little money. If they want to paint you in a certain light, all that freaky shit, like Bill Cosby. I mean, I'm not condoning Bill Cosby, but they convicted that man, and the only motherfucker that they could convict him with, that last bitch that sent him to jail, he had a relationship with that bitch. That bitch was sending him oils and all type of old fuck shit. I mean, whatever the contents of their relationship was, of course he was paying, but he was giving her money. And man, I mean, this nigga raped you or whatever, but you sending him oils. I mean, what is that? That's not what you send your friends, oils and all type of essential shit. You know this man married, but whatever the contents of it was a relationship. Whatever that relationship was, he was paying, and whatever freaky shit he wanted to do, that's what he wanted to do.
Yeah, I agree. That's what I'm saying. And, and I heard he spent a bunch of bread on her.
Of course.
And then she still flipped the script on her.
Bro, if you black and they want you, nigga, it don't matter, bro. It's like, it don't matter, but Oprah, bro, she's in a whole different tax bracket. She probably around a ring of motherfuckers like that got more money than her and more powerful than her, and that you just don't know. Don't even know their names. But you know Oprah's name though.
Yeah, because they were talking about some dude that she was around who got caught with doing some real crazy shit, and she was co-signing him and I think promoting a book or something by his. She was talking about he was a good dude. They called him John of God or something like that. No, not John from New York. That's a different John. John of God. And apparently he had like some crazy ring of kids. Like he was having kids with young girls and then selling the babies and a bunch of weird stuff. But Oprah got pictures with this man. He looked crazy as cat shit. And she got pictures with him. She got pictures kissing all on Weinstein and other predators and things of that nature. And yet we haven't heard her distance herself from them people. But she sent her pit bull Gail, or should I say bulldog, so I can ruffle a few feathers. Bulldog Gail out to seize and attack R. Kelly and the Kobe situation, things like that. So I just find that very interesting.
Man, these motherfuckers, I mean, it go back to these certain black people, bro. They get on that pedestal. I mean, they're like handpicked, and they got to play their role, man. It's kind of like Snoop Dogg. I mean, you see he reneged on what he said, but he got that little show with Martha, man. He's kind of commercial now. He went back on what he said, and he was keeping it real with it. Like, how you gonna talk about my homeboy? But then he took that shit back. Like when it comes down to your money, nigga, shit can change. Don't get beside yourself.
Absolutely. And when it comes to money, people definitely switch it up. But I mean, they got to feed their family. That's why I say when you're in that Hollywood situation, you're in that area of entertainment, things can get, people are pulling the strings. You know what I'm saying? So, those people know what they signed up for, especially if they stay a part of their life.
Yeah, man. It's Heidi's birthday. Has Heidi ever called in, man? What's the deal with Heidi, man?
Heidi is a very peculiar case when it comes to the Den folk.
Okay, man. I be
if you want to hear Heidi speak, you gotta follow her on the gram when she posts her twerk videos.
Oh, okay, man. Long as Heidi is legit, man, I be thinking Heidi a catfish, man, and I be kind of scared. You be saying kind of crazy shit, and you be like, man, what was that a dude or something, man? Like, nah, let me hold up, man, for what I really want to say.
Well, Heidi's pronouns are she and her. So, nowadays people get to
Yeah.
pick their own pronouns. So I don't know how that whole thing works, but yeah, that's super funny.
Yeah, okay. Just curious, man. I'm kind of getting more back into the little den of rigmarole, bro, especially with this crazy shit going on, man. But I was just hollering at you, brother.
All right, man. East side as always, man. It's good to hear from you. And like I say, just stay safe out there. Don't let the daiquiri bitch get you. Just tell her be cool.
All right, brother.
All right. Well, you have a good evening.
Yeah.
See, but that might be the thing, Heidi. Sam Oven says, the work you put in today, you benefit from 3-4 years down the line. So you've been putting in all this work in the den just to hit us with a big okie doke. And we're just waiting. We're waiting for the okie doke. Yeah, and I think, like I said, I guess it depends on what part of the country you're in as to how it's impacted, your day to day. I don't feel like, I know there's more cases popping up around the city, but I don't feel like Houston has had. People are staying in. I've definitely noticed a decrease in traffic, which is cool. But I think places are going to start closing up early. I don't know. I think they said Walmart's going to start closing up. I want to go just to see what's going on. And then I gotta get fucking Scotty. I was checking just today. I gotta update his fucking rabies shot. So I think we'll do that this weekend if it's still possible. He just needs a rabies shot so I can fucking take him to the groomer. Shannon, you're like Tommy from Martin, okay? I'm just to leave it at that. If you don't know what that means, then that's on you. But I'll just say y'all have something in common. Somebody said Walmart's closing like at 11 or something. Maybe it's the one this area. I've heard that. I've heard some people say they're closed. I don't believe it. I want to go see for myself. I've never heard of such a thing. That sounds like a sin, in my opinion. Like, for a Walmart to close early, like, I think that should be illegal. You know what I'm saying? I think it should be illegal for any Walmart to ever close early. Any Walmart that's not 24 hours should be immediately shut down and demolished. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of where I'm at. If it's not coming through again, because like I say, I don't know what the whole thing does. Sometimes it shows up. Sometimes it doesn't. That's why I say this system is a little questionable. But your Walmart closing. It would be your Walmart, DeMarkey. You probably encourage them to close. You probably trying to get the motherfuckers closed at 9. If you're on hold, you may have to hang up and call back because it's not showing up. It's not popping up. You know what I'm saying? They fucking dropping bombs in that bitch. Yeah, the fucking gym. They sent me a thing saying, "Hey, asshole, you just got your membership last week, but we're closing, so fuck you." What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
What up, Honcho?
Hey, Big M.
I guess everybody knows my name now, right? Mike. I get to say Mike.
But see now, but here's the thing: there's so many mics in the history of the den. We have the legendary Chicago Mike. You have prepaid Mike. So we'd have to like put some form of adjective maybe in front of your name. Or maybe I guess another name.
Or you could just say Mike, because everybody else has an adjective in front of it.
But then you'd be plain Mike. That wouldn't be any fun.
I'm good with that.
No, we're gonna call you Mexican Mike.
I'm a pretty average guy, bro.
So what's on your mind? Culture says Mohican Mike. Okay. Big Mike. We just call you
Bro.
Mike, like the rapper.
Anything Coulter says is just automatically racist.
That's terrible. Is that what we are?
He was just born that way. Can't blame him. He's like a gay dude.
You believe gay people are born gay?
Yeah. Yeah, probably. I mean, bro, is there anything anybody could ever talk you into that would make your dick hard for a dude?
No.
Exactly. So, like, I just feel like there's nothing that can convince somebody, like, hey, you're gonna like dudes. And they're gonna be like, yeah, I really want to do that in my butt. Like, I just don't feel like people are wired that way.
I'm gonna be honest.
But anyway, that's not what we're talking
That
about.
may be one of the oddest things that you've ever. You've asked some very peculiar things from time to time, Mike. That may have been the most peculiar thing, especially in the times that we're living in right now. I don't.
Well, I was calling to talk about the times that we're living in.
Okay, well, go ahead.
But you turned it into a gay chat.
No. Surgeon General's warning: the den is not a gay chat.
So
Suspect.
this is what I find weird. This is what I find super weird. Do you know what the military world games are?
I think I've heard of them before, but enlighten me. It sounds familiar, but I just
It's like a military Olympics type shit, as far as I can understand. I'm not like super well versed on this shit, but in October of 2000, the end of October of 2019, there was the military world games, which we were competing in, which were in Wuhan, China.
Wuhan seems like a very popular place all of a sudden. Like, I've never heard of it, but that seems like a lot of stuff has been going down there like for years. Like, I've been missing out.
Well, but what I think is weird is that shit happened in Wuhan, China. We supposedly had the worst flu season in like decades or whatever. Like more flu cases than we'd ever had or whatever the case had been. And all of it, like we had a large sum of military come back from Wuhan, China in pretty much November of this year. Like how do we not know that shit was part of it? You know what I mean? Like, I guess more people wouldn't continually be getting infected because once you get it, you're supposedly supposed to be relatively immune from it.
So, do you think it's probably been spreading way more than we know, and it's just kind of people maybe pass it off as a regular flu?
I don't know. I mean, I don't think that's beyond like the scope. You know what I mean? Like, I know I got sick in December when my kids brought home what I thought was the flu, but when I got tested for the flu, they were like, no, it's probably just a cold because it didn't test as the flu.
So are you willing to go out on a limb and say that you're immune to the corona?
No. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, isn't that weird that, like, why is everybody assuming that everything happened in December? When we had, literally a month earlier, a ton of our military in where this whole thing started came home and didn't bring anything back.
That's interesting. I've heard
so,
a lot.
Like, in my state, for example. Go ahead.
Well, I want you to finish because I was going to say something about something I heard, but it's like it's going to deviate completely away from what you're saying. So I want to let you get your thoughts out first.
Well, and if you look at it, like in my state, we only have 28 cases. In the majority of states, there's not even more than 50 cases.
Yeah.
Like the people that are getting hit really hard are like Washington, New York, California. You know what I mean? It's just weird that like more, and who knows? Maybe it's just like a time frame thing or whatever. It's just weird to me.
So, So why do you think the West Coast, East Coast? It seems like especially these, the major cities. I mean, why do you think that it's getting hit worse? So Washington was real bad. I think Washington was like the worst for a while, and then I guess you're seeing cases in some of the more major cities, L.A. and New York and things like that. Why do you think that that Washington maybe got hit? So why does the West Coast get hit so hard, in your opinion?
I feel like Washington didn't get. I feel like New York passed Washington relatively quickly, but there was more deaths in Washington because it hit that old folks home like early. You know what I mean? So it was like a big deal. But I feel like, I mean, obviously, like California and New York are gonna have the highest amount of cases by the end of this because they're the most densely populated. And everybody's so close. I would assume New York is gonna be the worst.
So how bad do you think it's gonna get when these fucking idiots all go home from Miami, out there getting STDs and Corona, and they take it back to wherever they originated from? Do you think it's gonna? Do you think you're gonna see like an influx of or spread?
What's your? You could, but what's your biggest fear? Are you afraid of getting Corona?
No.
Or like, my biggest thing, like I have a father-in-law who smokes. I have like my mom who had like a heart condition when she was younger. Like my biggest fear is getting it and giving it to somebody that like I care about that could die.
Yeah.
And I don't know. No, I mean that's so dramatic, right? Like,
No, but I get what you're saying.
But like the biggest, like if me or my wife like I'm not worried about us getting Corona really. It's more like who you could pass it on to, right?
So, like, and that's the reason why I'm not worried about that, because I stay on a completely opposite side of town from my mom. And two, and it sounds really, really terrible to say, if she was to come in contact with it, it was probably from doing Jehovah's Witness activities, because they encounter a lot of people. But even they've stopped and they've told them not to go door to door. You know what I'm saying? Because of this whole situation. So they only, do like repeat visits with people they've already spoken with who, want them to come back, or that they have Bible studies with. So, and I know most people make jokes and stuff about it, because I've seen the memes. They're hilarious. I sent them to her, actually. She thought they were pretty funny. The ones talking about Jehovah's Witnesses waiting on knowing you at home. So there's like different memes of Spice Adams and shit on there. But I think it would be surprising, like if the Jehovah's Witnesses are taking it seriously enough that they're not going door to door anymore. Hey, that's when I started taking it seriously. Like, hey, this might not be a joke. No, but like I say, it's just so I'm not worried about that, and I think she's kind of staying relatively put. They're not really gathering in things. Y'all want to be like all seriousness, without necessarily going into too many details or anything like that. I don't know. Like, I don't think I have it. I think I've probably come in contact with somebody that may or may not have possibly. Again, they might have just been sick or something. But I really feel like I probably encountered somebody that's had the corona.
If it had been here, would it change your mind if it had been here from like last November?
No. I mean, maybe.
Do you think you would have definitely came in contact with it then?
Probably. I'm sure.
Like, what if all these, like, the number of all these cases that are rising are just, like, people that are being tested finally?
I mean, and that's what I'm saying, like, because if nobody was really taking it serious initially, you didn't have tests to figure it out, a lot of people may have passed it off if it was here around then, and if they're just passing it off as the flu, and, what if some people who died during flu season that were labeled as a flu season, or that died, they considered it the flu, so maybe there's some inaccuracies here and there. But my thing is, I guess you can't spend too much time worrying about that. I guess you want to try to alleviate any further deaths. I mean, more people are going to die. It's going to happen. People die every day, B. So, but my thing is just kind of like, I just feel more comfortable blaming the Chinese, honestly. Just whatever we can kind of put on them. And blame them for
blame it on the Asians.
Just blame the whole kung flu Asians.
Bro, my city. So like in Albuquerque, they're literally sending out like Instagram posts and like all kinds of shit saying like Asians are not more likely to have corona. Like they're having to make a statement that Asians aren't like every Asian isn't carrying corona for some reason. It's hilarious.
Well, you know,
I
here's
feel like where I live must be surrounded with people like Coulter for them to have to put something like that out.
but here's my thing though, right? So I've kind of added on to my, you know, I have a few beliefs that you no matter what, you cannot change this belief, and one of those things is that every Asian knows karate or some form of martial art. I don't care what kind of Asian they are, you know, city Asian, jungle
It's
Asian.
like saying every black dude drinks Hennessy.
Well, hey, when times are rough,
Bro,
you need a little hand
John
down.
from New York doesn't drink Hennessy. John from New York drinks wine.
But I believe this. I don't care what anybody says. Like the little old lady that does nails in the nail shop. You piss her off. She may be a little rusty. She'll kick the shit out of you. She knows karate. Like I'm telling you, like all of them know karate. And now I'm starting to believe that they all have corona. You know, now I'm fucking around on that, but fucking YouTube swoops in. SJW, we're not gonna have that. But no, but like I believe that, you know, I do believe like I mean, I guess they've banned flights and stuff, so maybe they're not as likely to come in contact. But you know, certain cultures do things differently, and you know the Asian culture, that like, you know, especially like they kind of live in groups, you know, and what I mean by that, especially when they're coming from overseas and they're building wealth, I guess, you know, they'll all stay in a house like super deep, and you know, everybody pays bills, everybody works, so everything's like, I guess, cheaper. It's uncomfortable, but then, you know, you kind of get out and get your own shit a little bit faster. You got money put away to do things. You know,
Bro, if it was really that though, like the Asian community is so introverted with itself, then nobody else might get corona if that was the case.
I don't know.
Like the Asian modern Asians, so successful.
They're
no, I mean,
it only takes one. I say some of these modern Asians, you know, they're crossing the racial boundaries, you know.
Bro, but compare like so. The amount, like, Asians go to Asian supermarkets, they go to Asian laundromats, they go to everything that they do is to support their own people.
But they set up shop in the hood though, so it would go like from the Asians to the blacks first.
The only thing they shop in the hood for is chicken.
No, but I'm saying they set up shop in the hood. So what I mean by that is their laundromats are in the hood. They're possibly chicken places. I don't know. We're gonna allegedly it's chicken.
So you're saying that people are getting affected by going to them?
I'm not gonna say that because I don't want to sound like a racist, but yes.
Wait, so you're not gonna say that, but you're gonna say that?
Yeah. So I mean, I didn't say that. I said it, but I didn't say it. You know what I'm saying? So,
bro, I think you're way more likely to catch it from some like white college student who is on spring break in China, like roaming around Asia, coming home, than you are some Asian who hasn't been able to like go home for 5 years.
I don't know. It's maybe it lied dormant for a few years. And
we should just blame everything on Coulter. He's like the lone. Well, is Brandon a white dude?
No.
So it's just Coulter?
I don't know. We have to ask him what he puts on his census.
Everything Heidi does. I mean, it's clearly. Well, she's Argentinian. Yeah. Too bad they're like not like the one race that can't handle the corona.
Yeah, Heidi is clearly a racist. I sent her a video to get her thoughts on what did it hang up on Big M? Well, that's the line been hanging up on people lately. It is just been doing it randomly. I apologize, Big M, if it hung up on you or if your phone died, then it's your own fucking fault. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling in? We got called into the den this evening. Hello. Yes. Hello. Who do we have calling into the den this evening?
About time.
I know who this is. I knew who it was, but I wanted you to announce yourself for all the people.
My God, I haven't called the den in a minute, but gee whiz, I was on hold forever.
Well, I apologize for that, and I apologize, Big M, hung up on you. I definitely apologize for that. But Miss white. You are on location. I'm assuming you're still in the Las Vegas area. Would I be correct to assume that?
Yeah, I'm still here in Las Vegas.
So, could you tell us how life is in Las Vegas at this time?
Um, I'll start with the essentials that I guess we need, everyday stuff. There's none of that.
Hmm. Hmm. Really?
Mm-mm.
No. When you're talking about essentials and everyday stuff, you're talking about like products, or you're talking about services, or both?
Like products, like
Okay.
toilet tissue, paper towels, um, things like that. Water, things like that. Meat, food. It's just not in the store. And I have gone to just stores in the area that I live in, but it's bad, when I talk to other people that live out here in other areas to see if their store has anything, and they don't have anything either. It's pretty bad with that.
Okay.
It is. I think when I first realized that, okay, now I need to go maybe pick up a few things, and you go in the store and it's like that, it's scary, to see that. It really, really is like kind of scary. I mean, I guess we brought it kind of like on ourselves because, we had the greedy people, and it's a lot of greedy people out here in this city. Greed is like a problem here. But however, it's shocking to see. It really is. You kind of concern yourself at that point. You're like, okay, what? And then you go to another store, and after you go to about 3 or 4 stores, you just kind of like, okay, I think that's enough for today. I'm just not going to get anything. And then you go back there the next day, and it's still nothing. So we are having a problem here in Las Vegas with that, as far as that's concerned. I did find a bottle of water today when I went to Lowe's. I had to go to Lowe's tonight. I brought a dishwasher, and I was surprised they was even open. And the guy that was helping me was saying that he's surprised they open too, because I don't know how they come to that. That's a place that used to be open, but and he was like, all the people are over in places that are open. You know what I mean? So whatever is open, people are just going, just so they don't have to be in the house. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They just going looking around or whatever. So it's kind of like a lost. People are just kind of lost, like lost souls.
So do you see a lot of people with taking precautions, the mask, the gloves, things of that nature?
No, because there's none out here. Because if it was, I would be, you know what I mean? I would be wearing one, and I've tried to buy one of those too. So I asked the guy how long had they been out of masks in Lowe's tonight, and he said, "Oh, we haven't seen those." He said we haven't had a mask in weeks. Like he was like probably like a couple of months now.
Yeah.
So, no, you see one or two, but you don't see people masked up and gloved up like they should. I think they would be,
Yeah.
but they just don't. We can't buy one in the store. So I was even thinking, what could I wrap around my face, that, would do the same thing until we can get one out here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and I was asking the guy in the store, and he was like, really, to be honest with you, I don't know. And I haven't Googled it yet to see what they suggest. But, yeah, no mask, not really. You very seldom see people with masks, and that's because even when I went through the drive-thru today, the girl handed my food out. Well, the girl that took my money first, She didn't have on gloves or a mask. And then the girl who gave me my food, she didn't have on gloves or mask either. Now, I don't know what the cooks are doing in the back because, you know what I mean, I couldn't see. But I know they didn't have on no mask. It's just not mass out here.
Yeah. So, I mean, does that make you think twice about going out, or you like, fuck it, I gotta eat anyway? So, maybe the heat will kill it if it's on the food. Like, do you think?
I think I'm going out because of concern, like paranoia, a little bit. It's like a little slight panic that's kind of driving me. It hasn't got to the point I'm going out as much. It's because I don't want to sit in the house, But it's that and the paranoia that's driving me to go to places that's open.
Okay. Yeah, I can understand because I guess when everything is kind of. Would you say the streets are they barren? Are people really still moving around, or how? Because I've seen pictures and they look like they were empty. But, I'm sorry.
Because the traffic had gotten really, really like, oh my God! Before this happened, the traffic was just like really bad out here, and that's because so many people have moved here for many different reasons. The Raiders is one, and I know people think that's hard to believe that so many people would come here and follow that situation, but apparently, I guess they do that, So we have a lot of people here now, overcrowded because of different situations out here, and the traffic. I'm telling you. It was so bad. That's all people were talking about before this happened, was the traffic and how you literally have to sit in the parking lot 15 minutes before you going somewhere to calm down. Just to calm, so you won't be going in there with an attitude, Because the driving out here, that's how bad the traffic was. You was just, it was... they were driving. If you would just look at what's happening in front of you, you wouldn't even believe it. It's just like from lane to lane, lane to lane, because if we're not used to it being overcrowded like this, and everybody doesn't have patience for it, So traffic is much better now. Oh God, yes, traffic is much better. You're not. It's just way better. Yeah, traffic is better.
Okay. So looking at how things are now, do you think that there will be a permanent outcome? Even after things kind of go back to normal, do you think people just kind of get back to their normal ways, or do you think that people will operate differently, seeing how? I guess you say fragile the situation was once a little bit of a little virus comes through and now you can't get things off the shelves. People are panicking. Do you think people start to operate differently?
Okay, so you're asking me, I'm sorry about that. You're asking me, are people panicking?
Yeah, I'm just saying, do you think that like once this pandemic is over, do you think that people will operate differently, though they're in their normal day-to-day lives?
For a short period of time, I think. Just for a short period of time with the washing the hands. And I think people will, soon as they hear about something, they'll, start putting masks and going back to washing their hands and being all, the way, you know what I'm saying, and trying to. We'll remember this, yes, I think. But I think eventually, if we ever can go back to that, our regular days, the way they were, then we will, go back as normal. Yeah. We'll be back on the same stuff.
Okay.
Now, far as the casinos, yeah, I'm really surprised they closed myself. I didn't really think. I guess they had to kind of, follow it because the casinos are really greedy out here. They don't want to take responsibility for SHIT. They don't. Seriously, like nothing. Nothing. They could just do whatever they want to do out here, and they don't want to take responsibility for nothing. They don't want to take responsibility for people gambling issues. They don't want to take responsibility for people alcohol intake. They don't want to take responsibility for throwing them out of the casino on their head when they are, in their sleep or whatever. They just throw them right on out. I'm serious. They don't give a damn if the people get in their car. They don't even try to figure that out. They ain't even got like a room somewhere in the basement or somewhere that they can let the drunks that got drunk in there, lay down for an hour or two. Now, I do know the Aria, which is one of our relatively new casinos. Very beautiful casino. But however, one night I was at the club and when I was leaving, I was like, what is all these people all lined up for in wheelchairs right outside the club? And that was the people that's drunk. Now, the Aria did at least do that. They just put them in wheelchairs. They had like a little spot that they just put them in a wheelchair. And then I guess when they, kind of wake up and they want to get up out the wheelchair, they just let them,
Yeah, I'd just take off rolling. I'd be like, fuck that. But I guess if you drunken in a wheelchair and you rolling down the street, is that like I guess it's not drunk driving. I mean, I'm pretty sure there has to be some type.
No, they just park. Them people be, when I tell you, they be knocked out in that wheelchair, leaning all over. One girl, I guess she was a bride or something, and she still had on her wedding dress, and you could just tell she was all trashed. So I guess already they just put them in a wheelchair. But normally they just throw you out on your head, and they take no responsibility for that. Even the shooting that happened out here, they never did get them people that money that everybody donated, and that's still talked about out here.
Really?
Undercover.
Yeah.
That's still talked about. All that money. They raised a lot of money within a short period of time. People was really given to that. They ain't get on one damn dime. Our governor, he said that, he had promised them that he was going to give it out like a year after it happened. He still ain't gave that money out. When payday came, and then the MGM, I guess, was the owners of where it took place at, the shooting, the hotel that the shooting took place at. I guess originally the MGM owned that particular casino or whatever like that, the Mandalay Bay. So, however, they ain't want to pay either. Now, they did say they went on and settled with them for an undisclosed amount, but they haven't given them that money either. And let me tell you something, they did not want to pay. They did not want to take responsibility for anything. They don't want to take responsibility for anything. Period. Over there, your car get broken into, you park it in the garage. No, just nothing, just nothing. So that's how they are, and so and they so damn greedy. And then another thing too that I didn't really think they would do it. I thought they were gonna try to fight it. Try to fight the closing down stuff. But I guess they just say this shit just too damn high up. I guess we just gonna have to go. Trust me, they don't give a damn about nobody at that damn casino but themselves.
So how do you think when it's all said and done, there's a lot of money being left on the table, because what is it, about a month that they have to be closed mandatory?
Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me? Hello. Testing.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Can you call me right back? If you can't hear me, just hang up and call me back.
Okay, I can hear you, but I'll call right back. All right, let me see what's happening here. Oh, well, I'll call right back after this call. Stay tuned for my call, Miss Cardi. I can hear you, but I'll call you right back. I'm not sure what happened. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling into the den this evening?
What's up, Honcho? It's Rob Myers. What's going on with you?
Rob, what's the motherfucking deal, Rob? What's on your mind, man? How you feel about what's going
I
on?
I don't know where to start, man. But I think you gonna have to take it easy on these people, man. You know, these people, these generations have not encountered a national disaster. A national disaster is something that affects the entire country at the same time, every individual. You know, 911 was a national emergency. You know what I'm saying? It didn't affect every single person. You know, so the last time the country seen a national disaster is somewhere back in like the influenzas, back in like with polio, Spanish flu, all that type of stuff, early in the 1900s. So these people don't know how to react. You got to take it easy on them. You know, they get pissed off when you take their little creature comforts away and shit. So they can't handle this. You know what I'm saying? So take it easy on them. All right. If you worry about your kids, you should have had a family emergency plan a long time ago. You gotta have somebody in your family who's always at home or available. You know, a retired person or something who can go get your fucking kids in an emergency while you, 20 miles away at work. All right, people need to work on that. They need to start working together, and that's the reason why they initiated this, this like lockdown type shit, because people are just not being fucking adults, man. You know, they're out here doing dumb shit. You know, in Pennsylvania, the governor ordered them to close down. Well, the malls and the bars and the restaurants said, fuck you, we ain't closing down. And they're in partying and in the clubs and in the bars and shit, and now you got cases up here fucking exploding. You know, I think a lot of people, they do have confidence in our healthcare system, but they're just not, they just don't understand what type of emergency this really is. They just not, given the seriousness that it deserves. You know, strangely, a lot of children are being, spared this disease, but they say at the same time, children are the number one cause of infection because they touch and, spread shit all over the place. You know, you got people, the kids are out running around in the street and they come running in the house that, tell them little motherfuckers to change their clothes. You know what I'm saying? Change their fucking clothes. Because they've been out touching shit all day, and you don't know who they've been touching, what they've been touching. I've seen this little dumb nigga. He's fucking blowing snot out of his nose. The snot won't dislodge from his nose. He's twirling his head and trying to bounce the fucking snot onto a pole, and some fucking little kid, somebody gonna come and rub up against that pole and drag that shit, all over the place. You know what I'm saying? I had a doctor's appointment the other day, and some dude fucking came in, he sat down and just, coughed in the whole fucking side of the room. I thought this fucking big black dude was going to get up and just fuck him up, man. Because what he did is just stupid, man. They're spending billions of dollars to try to, contain this shit, and people are just not exercising common sense. You have some dickhead from Temple University. He's over in Spain at the epicenter of this shit. He comes right home and walks right up in the fucking campus, and now they got all types of fucking exposure to all types of fucking kids up there. They just not, like I said, exercising common sense. So now they got to treat them like babies and fucking send them home. You need some fucking sit down time for this shit. All right, but they ain't even, they talk about the eye of the storm, man. The hell with the eye of the storm. There's so much nasty shit going on over here. This shit could mutate into all kinds of shit. You got these old Richard Gere fucking exotic gerbils sticking up the ass motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Doing all, yeah, man, they doing all that old foul shit. You know what I'm saying? That's just another thing I wanted to address. That dude was talking about the military in Wuhan. Well, man, the military, they understand all that shit about China. This ain't the first time they dealt with China and their nonsense. And they don't believe nothing that China says. All right? But in the military, when you go to a foreign country, you're always given information about your physical contacts with foreigners. You know what I'm saying? Eating the food, drinking the water. When I was in Korea, that's the first thing they tell you. Don't drink the fucking water. Watch what you eat. And you can't even get off the base unless you took a rubber. Because over there, they got shit like the bullheaded clap and black syphilis and all kinds of foul shit. You know what I'm saying? And they tell you if you get some of that shit that they have no cure for, you're not coming home.
Yeah.
So that's what he should be looking at is that there's video of the meat markets in Wuhan, right, China, where they have these cages and all these different type of animals in these cages, and they got two types of livestock. You know, they got the regular livestock that everybody eats: cows, pigs, chickens. But then they got what they call the wildlife industry that they raise, which consists of bear meat and snakes and all types of exotic lizards and animals from all over the fucking world, right? And when you have cages stacked on top of each other, 5 high, right? The cage on the bottom, that animal, he's just down there getting pummeled with piss, shit, blood, mucus, all kinds of foul shit because some of the animals died. You know what I'm saying? And they said that this is how that disease jumped from the animals to a human, from handling those fucking infected ass animals. Because again, these motherfuckers over here, they don't have no FDA, they don't have no standards, no OSHA, none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? They over there burning dogs, and man, you should look at some of that shit on the internet. It's foul as hell, man. It is. So that's what's going on with them. And a Republican congressman is introducing a bill to make China pay the debt. You know what I'm saying? All this expense that we have to go through because we have to shut down. You know, Trump did a good thing by closing the fucking border. You know what I'm saying? Like he was supposed to do, because now all these motherfuckers want a wall. You know, I don't hear none of that big pharma shit. And you know, where's Bernie and his health care for all? Trump told you motherfuckers in 1985 you need to be making shit here. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got no fucking testing kits and all of that shit. So they need to change a lot of that shit right there. But I wanted to talk about a couple other things. Chuck D and his bullshit. Supporting Bernie Sanders. Ordinarily, I would say, you know, if he would have just came out and fucking explained, you know, look, I'm making a business decision or whatever, that'd have been fine. You know, you can go ahead and take that fucking bag. But when you out here talking that fight the power shit, and you out here talking about you supporting a motherfucker who disrespected our ancestors and the slaves and all of those people, you know what I'm saying, who fought for this country, mind you, even when they was fucking slaves. And if Bernie Sanders would have said that shit about reparations for the Jews, they would have ran his ass out of Congress if he would have said that about the Jews. That motherfucker Clyburn in South Carolina with that 10, 20, 30 program for reparations. They're talking about everybody should get it. No, motherfucker. Black women had it hard as hell in slavery, nigga. They had to work all fucking day, right? Fuck all night, and have babies for motherfucker upon babies, and watch those fucking children be ripped from them, right? Did white women get fucked in the ass 30% of the time, 20% of the time, or 10% of the time? Which one? Tell me. Did the Indians or the reparations or the Jews share 10, 20, or 30% of their reparations with you? Did they do that? Matter of fact, I even remember the Indians, when they got their reparations, they separated the black Indians from the regular Indians and told the black Indians that they couldn't get those reparations because they wasn't real Indians. As a matter of fact, Guam, right, a territory in the United States, just recently got reparations, all right? And the congressman for them people said a very peculiar thing. She said that the people told her, said, well, all of the people from that war are dead. She said, well, I want their descendants to get those reparations because they were affected too. Everybody talking this crap about reparations is hard. That's bullshit, man. You pick 10 things, you put that shit on the table, and you get 5 or 6 of those things, and then you come back and do just like the Indians. You know, tell the motherfuckers, look, I need a little more. You know what I'm saying? Here it is, the Jews, they still talk about we need a little more. Obama gave those motherfuckers $12 million to the Jews for reparations. How are you giving $12 million of U.S. taxpayer money to Jews when my fucking great-grandfathers was out there fighting to liberate your black ass, your fucking asses, and black soldiers couldn't even get treated good in the military the way they treated other soldiers and even prisoners of war. All right? Black men have fought for this country in every fucking war since the fucking revolution, and that's including the pre-revolution Indian skirmishes, right? No other race in this country can say that about fucking America, about black people or fighting for America. Nobody but us, all right? So Clyburn, he's out of order with that shit, all right? And they need in South Carolina, they need to check his motherfucking ass now, all right, and get his old ass up out of there, all right? And if you black and you voting for Bernie Sanders, you are a goddamn dumbass. All right, this man disrespected your ancestors, right? Don't leave no space for black people in his agenda at all. So I don't know why you would even be thinking about voting for him, and even Biden too. Both of them old motherfuckers been there for 50, 60 years, and now they want to fix shit? No, we got to get that shit done. You know, reparations is easy, man. This shit ain't hard. Everybody don't even need the same fucking thing at the same time because of age differences. You know what I'm saying? If you older, you know what I'm saying, 55 and up, them people need help with health care and all that kind of shit, right? If you're in between the ages of, 18 to 55, you need help with education, business loans, and all that shit. And if you under 18 years of age, you don't even get no fucking reparations until you 18 because a lot of your mamas and a lot of your fathers is on fucking crack, right? So they'll be done smoke your fucking reparations by the time you get motherfucking 18 years old. You know what I'm saying? So when you get 18, you won't have shit. All right. So when you 18, the first thing that you should get as far as your portion of reparations is your some assistance with education so you can learn how to fucking do something. You know, as far as allocating money to people, I know a lot of you people think that they're gonna drop a check off to for like $5 million to every black person. I'm sorry to hear that. It's not gonna fucking happen. All right. But if matter of fact, you do your research, the most I think that any person ever got in any reparations individual check was like $25,000 per person. All right. So, but we need help with all those other things. Like I said, education, housing, and those things should be done, easily. I told you, Beth Carnell, that I gave her a suggestion about education because they do that through a tax credit. They can just give the school, let the school take a tax credit in your fucking name for your tuition, and that way you would be able to get in that school with the protection of the federal government because they won't be able to refuse you. You know what I'm saying? And if they want to give, like I said, cash to people, they could do that through like a something like the earned income credit, for a set number of years, and they could just negotiate that shit when it's supposed to be. But reparations, man, is fucking easy. The problem here is we don't have nobody to represent us. These Maxine Waters and Clyburns and the rest of this Black Caucus, these people, but that's our fault for letting them assholes stay in those positions and not produce for us. All right, so we can't keep sending people like that to Congress. All right, Trump has signaled several times that he was, sent the signal about reparations, but a lot of people, black people, they just so full of shit with this Democratic bullshit that they can't see what's going on. Black people are fucking dysfunctional in politics, and they not moving in a particular way. That's why I said, like with Chuck D, that's what he was supposed to say. He was supposed to say, look, I was out here fighting the power when you motherfuckers was scared to come off the fucking porch. You know what I'm saying? And because y'all dysfunctional and because you're not moving with your vote in a strategic manner, right, that I'm going to take this fucking bag because I can't get nothing done with y'all. Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton was good people at one time. But you motherfuckers wouldn't come off the porch and fucking support them. So they just said, fuck it, I'm going to just grab the bag because y'all won't come out and fucking fight. So we need, like I said, to do something about that. And we need somebody to go to Trump and outline this shit there and get this shit on the table so we can move on and get past this shit. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, that Clyburn shit, man, how in the hell are you going to give reparations to everybody? Imagine the Jews and the Indians, you know what I'm saying, if somebody would have told them about that their reparations are supposed to go to everybody. That's ridiculous, man. You know what I'm saying? So, another thing, damn, I forgot what I was going to say. What I covered, Clyburn, Sanders, Chuck D. Yeah, I think I thought wanted to touch on something else. I can't remember what it was, man. But
Do you have any thoughts on
damn, I can't remember.
on the Gillum guy?
Gillum?
Yeah.
No, I mean because his personal life, I'm not concerned with his personal life. You know, the issue I got with him is that he was a goddamn Democrat, and he's a liberal. And look at his town. His town was a piece of shit. Crime, drugs, all kinds of nonsense. No, don't nobody want that, man. People are moving with Trump because Trump is fucking producing results. Just like now in the emergency, he's talking about getting money into people's hands right away. You know what I'm saying? For you to have to, take care of your food and all of that shit. Like everybody's worrying about when this is going to open up. They need to just shut the fuck up, all right? Because they just stupid, all right? This is, like I said, this is a national fucking emergency, all right? And we need to stomp this shit out. If we don't sit our asses down, we might end up, like I said, with something far worse. So they need to just, take a chill pill, man, and just sit their asses down. And even letting them go on the mortgage, he's telling them they're gonna do something for them to skip their mortgages, skip debt service, all of that shit. And that's what you're supposed to do in an emergency. You ain't supposed to be worrying about none of that shit. You're only supposed to be worrying about trying to live, trying to get yourself healthy. You know what I'm saying? They worrying about all types of dumb shit when the NBA, man, fuck them, Delonte West, all of them motherfuckers. We worrying about this motherfucker for. This motherfucker out there running around. This motherfucker got an NBA pension, all of that shit. And niggas worrying about Delonte West. Man, fuck Delonte West. He out there smoking that shit. He can go to a luxury rehab and all of that shit, and your broke ass still gonna be sitting there back here talking about y'all supporting Bernie Sanders. Man, get the fuck out of here. Let's start do what he said. Worry about your goddamn self. Worry about your fucking kids. You know what I'm saying? That's what the fuck y'all need to be doing. All right, but they need to pull their asses out here because Trump beat 97% of all your fucking black vote by itself. He don't even need your fucking vote no more. The Negro vote is fucking useless. So now, if you're really not using, like I said, that vote strategically, you are useless. Ain't no Democratic fucking congressman or candidate talking about agenda for blacks. Not one of them. None of them. All right, and not one of these dumb motherfuckers have went to the fucking Republicans and says, well, hey man, what can y'all do for me? Because that's how you're supposed to play politics. Y'all don't know how to do this shit, man. This shit is real simple. You ain't got to marry the fucking guy. You ain't got to kiss him. It's like that fucking broad you had on there one night. She talking about, I don't know. He makes me sick out of his hair. I don't know. What the fuck is that? You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. You don't have to love the fucking guy. All you have to do is say, look, man, if you can get me these two things right here, I'll fucking support you in this fucking 4 years right here. Just make sure I get this right here. You know what I'm saying? And we're not doing that, man. And like I said, because I'm to the point, I supported Trump the first fucking time. Because I was like, man, fuck you Democrats. I wasn't with y'all any motherfucking way. So what I'm saying is, now Trump got to fucking come across because he said that he was going to do something for the urban communities and all that shit and blacks. So, dude, you got to put forth some agenda for me. You just can't come out here with that, floating, a rising tide floats all boats. That's bullshit. All right, I don't want to hear that. All right, you got to come, and nobody is, like I said, nobody is speaking for us, man. And people out here laughing, joking. They just going on about this Corona shit, man. What about after fucking Corona? What then? You gonna be the same broke ass niggas? You know what I'm saying? Talk about, yeah, we voted for Bernie. Get the fuck out of here, man. This shit's killing me with this shit. And well, since that fucking what's that nigga name that got you had some shit on this nigga Pop Smoke.
Well, yeah, I'm not even really familiar, but I think that's when I was on my little vacation. I heard some of the guy they killed a rapper.
Yeah, then I was like, man, dude is a gangbanger. All right, so I wasn't even fucking trying to hear that shit. But they got to stop tripping about these dudes, man. Hip hop got taken over by that gang shit. So I mean, that shit's over, man. So I don't know why they tripping about that shit. But like I said, you can't be out here talking this shit about. There's one thing about the gangbangers. You know, you got real gangbangers, and then you got, you know, these fake ass motherfuckers. But from what I understand, that he was popping off a lot of shit, and you know, sound like some motherfucker was trying to get at his ass for, you know, about that. But I don't know. But I'm just tired of people. Like I said, man, they got all this love for all these motherfuckers, man, that are totally fucking useless to us, man. You know what I'm saying? This motherfucker's a gangbanger. He sold drugs. Took money out the fucking black community. He's responsible for creating all these fucking brought like that brought. Remember, I told you, man, people listen to what the fuck you say out your mouth. What was that word you used about that Houston woman that got shot that 5 times? Remember that woman?
Yeah, what was the
woman that got shot? The cop shot the woman on the ground. Remember, she took his taser. That word you used, you said she looked at a little crackish.
Yeah.
Remember that? Yeah. We did that.
Yeah.
We did that. Niggas like him did that.
Yeah.
That's our fucking work. That's our community that fucking got her killed like that. We put her in that position because we propping up these fake ass fucking gangbanger rapping motherfuckers and all that shit. Like I said, put it this way: common denominator between Pop Smoke, Nipsey Hussle, 21 Savage, Cardi B. None of them got a high school diploma. Go figure.
Oh.
But Cardi B is fucking sitting here talking to fucking Bernie Sanders about black issues. Who the fuck are you? What business do you have talking to her about me and fucking 40 million black people? And what, that bitch ain't even black.
Correct.
And she's in here speaking on our issues, man. When are we going to cease this bullshit, man? I'm telling you, black people need to get their heads out of their asses because I'm telling you, this shit here, man, this shit here is just showing. You remember when Katrina happened and all of them black people was lined up on the side of the road, fucking out of gas, thirsty, starving, and all of that shit? If this the way these motherfuckers act in these urban communities, right, during an emergency, what's going to happen when some real shit come up in here? Ain't going to be no power, the electric going to be off, no food, nothing. Motherfuckers, y'all better get some guns. You better find some, because you're going to need them. You definitely going to need them, because if this the way y'all act on this kind of a small emergency, right? If Ebola or something like that come up here, you motherfuckers are out. But yeah, man, I'm really hot about a lot of this shit, man. I'm really hot about this shit, for real. Because like I said, I don't see no progress for us going through none of this shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Nothing.
And I can agree with you. And the thing I think that, you know, and you talked about, you know, Trump dropping hints or signals. I think that, you know, that I'm pretty sure other people observe it. You see that a lot of black Republicans that go to the White House often. I don't know if you follow Ms. Compton Conservative. She posts a lot of stuff. You know, so you see that he's very inviting, very welcoming. But you have a certain group that just don't want to see him make any progress in the black community. So it's like the opportunity is there, but it's like you have people who are so afraid of being shunned by the black community or by other black people that they don't want to work with him because they're afraid of what people are going to say about him. You know, we talked about that a while back when they were talking when Jay-Z was trying to do his prison reform thing with Meek Mill. He told him not to go talk to him because, you know, it'll be a bad look on his image. But yet you see the Kardashians going up there every other week or so and getting people freed and getting results and things. So, you know, that's the thing that I see that is a hindrance, the perception, more so than what's actually getting done.
Well, I got some mixed feelings about that too, but I mean, personally, I mean, it's one thing to have somebody get out of jail who was wrongly convicted, but a lot of them motherfuckers that's in jail, they need to be in fucking jail, all right? Because they did shit that for real, man, serious bit, because they did shit to hurt our fucking community, dude. That's what they did, and they got to pay for that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not really Meek Mill doing what he doing. I really don't give a fuck about that. I really don't. You know what I'm saying? And another motherfucker who ain't got no fucking high school diploma out here driving policy for black people. Like that's the main issue for black America. Contrary to popular fucking belief, the majority of black men do not have criminal records, dude. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? And him getting motherfuckers out of jail that belong in fucking jail. I mean, look at him. He's this motherfucker is rich, and he's still out here acting like a dickhead. Guns, drugs, all types of dickheads, dumb shit. And he come running to y'all like, oh, they treating me bad. They're discriminating. Nigga, you put a gun in your hand and you're a convicted felon. You got drugs in your car. 21 Savage driving down the fucking sidewalk. You're an illegal alien, dude, and you got a gun in the car, drugs in the car, and motherfuckers is talking about it's deeper than that. What? Motherfucker, when you see two fucking FBI agents, 2 ATF agents, 2 police officers, 2 FBI dudes, 2 U.S. Marshals, and 2 customs agents, that's not a setup. That's called a fucking task force, dickhead. You know what I'm saying? That's why ICE was there. That's a task force. You know what I'm saying? The task force comes in, supplies all these federal agents. The fucking state, the feds supply the money. The fucking state fucking gets the money. The feds get the convictions. That's how that shit works. This is just beyond me, man. I really don't get it. We need to start concentrating, like I said, on fucking black kids that's worth a damn, man. People and good black people that's out here working every fucking day to accomplish something. And like I said, man, I always say black men and black women got to stand up and take their fucking community back from these gang motherfuckers. They got to tell them motherfuckers, look, y'all stay down wherever the fuck y'all stay at and don't come around us. Until we fucking make that distinction, dude, I'm saying nothing is going to fucking change. These motherfuckers are in our politics. They're in our finances. They're driving. They controlling everything in the fucking hood, man. Every fucking thing. All right. So why? I don't understand how black people can complain when they're not saying nothing about motherfuckers selling drugs in their community, motherfuckers shooting in their communities, doing all types of dumb shit, and nothing's being done. But that's my take on it, man. You know what I'm saying?
So if you're encouraging the behavior, you can't really complain about it. So
yeah, like I said, they just love these motherfuckers, man. I don't get it. I really don't fucking get it. But these little kids, that black kids down here, that's fucking Rhodes scholars and got high ass GPAs and all this shit, they won't get them motherfuckers a nickel. They won't fucking help them motherfuckers accomplish anything. But these niggas, man, with this fucking music shit and the rest of this sports shit. And like I said, these sports motherfuckers, they ain't even fucking investing in your fucking communities. They ain't building shit in your hoods. They ain't building nothing. Ain't none of these black motherfuckers. Delonte West ain't build nothing in his fucking community. But y'all want to run out and fucking help him because he got a fucking drug problem. Let him help he got the NBA pinch off. Let him help his own fucking self. You know what I'm saying? Tell fucking Shaq and these motherfuckers stop grafting all of this fucking black generational wealth on the fucking white fucking generational trees and keep it in our fucking hood. Why are they not building shit in our communities, man? I'm sick and fucking tired of people. Just like right now, I'm not missing a fucking NBA or NFL motherfucker at all. I've never needed an athlete. I mean, I could watch football all day, but I don't fucking need you, especially if you're not supporting my fucking community, man. Fuck you. Just like I said, that fucking dickhead Jimmy Kennedy, that's how they do you. You know what I'm saying? If he went in there to invest his money in some high shit, they put his money in some old low, off-the-wall shit. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, they need to fucking be investing in our community, and until they do start investing, nobody shouldn't be buying none of that shit. LeVar Ball, he's silly as a bitch, but he had the right idea. You know what I'm saying? To manufacture, but he should have went to fucking Shaq and a couple of them other fucking $1 billion black motherfuckers and told him, so look, I can go over here in Africa or set up a shop right here and make shoes, and we can do our own fucking endorsement deals with black athletes because kids buy shoes because Odell Beckham and niggas like him can fly through the air and grab balls with one hand. That's why they buy shoes. You know what I'm saying? Black people got a patent and trademark on what's cool and what's trending and fashion and all of that shit. And if you don't believe me, ask Tommy Hilfiger. He'll fucking tell you. But, you know what I'm saying? He should have that's the route he should have went. But instead he went and tried to go and extort them fucking people out of, out of some shit. And dude, how you gonna come up in there and try to extort them out their own shit when they're the ones fucking manufacturing?
No.
You know what I'm saying? It's fucking crazy. But like I said, until we start doing our own shit, like even now, if like I said, it's real emergency. Man, ain't nobody here. Where the black doctors at? Where the black hospitals at? Ain't none of that shit here, man. You got to depend on these people for everything. You got to depend, like Malcolm X said, you in bad shape when you got to depend on your enemy for a job. You know what I'm saying? Bad fucking shape. Every fucking thing. That's why I'll be begging you to play that little fucking 12 minutes of the fucking Ballad of the Bullet. Because, like I said, black people, you're not being gentrified because you black. You're being gentrified because you in the fucking way. You know what I'm saying? You in the way of progress. You have failed to build, operate, and maintain viable black commerce and residential centers in your fucking communities. And if you're not gonna fucking build shit up, they're gonna sweep your ass to the side and build it up. And look what's happening. I don't know about your hood. In Philadelphia, they building goddamn $400,000 row houses, and I'm telling you, ain't none of them little dirty bitches running around here with them fucking pajama pants and them fucking rags on their heads. Got $400,000 for no fucking row house. All right, I'll tell you that now. All right, yeah, Section 8 they ain't going for that bullshit. They running you out the fucking cities. They running you out the fucking Atlanta. They running you out of fucking California. Pretty soon the Mexicans gonna run y'all out of fucking Texas. And I'm telling you, if you fucking don't do something, don't get your asses in fucking gear, I'm telling you, you're going to find America is not going to be a nice place for you.
I agree.
But that's what I'm going to end with. And I'll probably get back with you on some of the things that I forgot.
Okay, man. Like I said, we're going to be at it. I love when you call, Rob. So, you definitely get the line fired up and definitely get me thinking about some things. So, I always appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, I'll be definitely getting at you, too.
All right. You have a good evening, Mr. Rob.
Yeah, glad to see you back, man.
All right, appreciate that. Shout out to Rob, man. I believe this will be our last call this evening after this. What's the motherfucking dude we have calling into the den this evening?
What in the heck happened?
What in the hell is going on? Miss, I don't know. Like I said, I can still hear you when you were talking, but I don't think you could hear me. So it might have been something on my end. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but I can still hear you talking.
It's just like your end went quiet, like you had me on mute or something. I wasn't sure if you could hear me because I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
But I kept saying, okay, I can't hear, you know what I mean? Like, what's going on? So anyway, I don't know what the hell happened. I had to listen to all those speeches. Okay, I mean, haven't we already had enough of those kind of talks? Oh, God, Jesus. Get over it. Okay. So, however, I think I was telling you about because you wanted me to call in about the casino situation. What would you asking about that?
What was I saying? So I know it was. I think there's like a 30-day wait, and I was just kind of asking, how do you think that's going to impact things long term? I mean, I know that the casinos provide jobs. I know a lot of people come to Las Vegas for the casino specifically to gamble. Then with sports, a lot of people, the bookies or whatever you want to call it, again, they go to Vegas to gamble on sports. So. With it being a gambling town, if you will, like how are people going to eat? I guess the stimulus thing, but how are people going to eat? How are people surviving? Is it the people like how are they looking at the future? Does it seem dire? Do they have hope? I mean, what kind of energy are you or vibe are you feeling from what's going on right now?
Well, I do have a few friends out, a lot of friends out here that work at, the casino or over there on the strip somewhere. They all have been laid off. So it's probably just a few workers over there, but actually their last day was today. At 12, they were to get all their things and go home or whatever. So they told them that they would. Some casinos were going to pay for 2 weeks, not all, But a couple of casinos were going to pay them for 2 weeks, and then they would be able to apply for unemployment. And then we're kind of hoping on the check from the stimulus check or whatever. They're kind of banking on that. So it is a big concern. Yeah, it is. It is a big concern out here for people that work on tips and stuff. It's not looking good. But Vegas has been through not anything quite like this, but we did have a huge fall back in 2009. It was bad. It was bad. I'm telling you, you could just drive down in brand new neighborhoods, and it was just empty. It was unbelievable with the housing market. It was real bad out here, and brand new homes were just. It was like a ghost town. Like, I could just drive around. There wasn't nothing but a few people on the street. It was some people on the strip, but, far as, like, the city, everybody left. It was kind of like Detroit kind of like situation where everybody just packed up and hauled tail, and it was, but advantages came out of it. You know what I mean? Advantages for people that were wise, advantages came from that, and they were able to capitalize off of that, so it was all good for them. But however, so we've kind of been through the bad out here. We were considered number one in foreclosures. Only place that beat us out was Detroit, and that was because, they just went straight up bankrupt. The whole city just went straight up, just bankrupt. So we couldn't really compete with that. But, yeah, we did have some issues out here. So Vegas people are resilient. We are strong. You know what I mean? But it did take us over 10 years to come back. And you know what? The sad part about this is that we really have come back really strong. You know what I mean? Because not only with the Raiders, but, they have put so many new homes up here, but that's the way Vegas does. Once we think it's good, it looks good, we go all the way out. You know what I mean? Banking on that. Just a little bit, we'll bank on it. We'll gamble on it. You feel what I mean? And so that's what we do. So, however, and it's so sad because the property was at a pretty good rate. It was at a pretty good rate of selling, and they said it was going to be higher if people could hold off a little bit. When the actual first game was playing here, we would be equal to Los Angeles, far as in the housing market, and that's incredible.
Okay, so you think this situation, like you said back in 2009, do you think that it will also create opportunities for those that capitalize?
Yeah, this one, if it goes the way the talk it could go, may go, possibly go, it will be a come up. It's going to be a come up for the wise. You see what I'm saying? But see, you just don't know when to play that hand quite. And, and I was thinking from my properties out here, I was thinking, okay, well, I'm going to try to wait it out to the first game, which is greed, because when I originally brought the properties, the thing about it is that I said, when it gets to this figure, I'm going to sell, okay? So it has gotten to that figure, and it's been at that figure for in the last year or something. You know what I mean? So but I was like, oh, okay, they're saying that we're going to get more, especially that first game. If I could just wait it out and then, because I know this shit going, it's gambling. I'm gambling. You know what I mean? I'm just gambling in a different kind of way. So, however, look at this shit now. I've been sitting on a lot of money right now. Okay. So now, so that happened out here. Now, far as people out here, yeah, they they just partying in the streets out here. They just starting to have them a block party. It's just, but the liquor stores ain't closed.
Yeah, definitely not. Definitely not. Liquor
And our liquor stores, we never, closed anyway. You know what I'm saying? Before this even happened, like, we just stay open all night. So, I mean, like in Vegas, you just drink all day and all night, if you want to, So, they open, So, the weed place, the dispensaries, the governor said he's going to let that remain open because people need to go there. So he was going to let all the dispensaries, stay open. So they still delivering and drive-through is still open and everything's still good with that. So pretty much these people are just out here partying in the streets.
Yeah, I mean, so do you think, with these folks that's part, in like the Strip, well, I guess it's dead, but you don't think people are concerned with still being able to interact and possibly pass something on, even though a lot of locations
not all of them. No, not all of them. A lot, are, but no, it's not all of them. They just partying in the street. They sure are. They just hanging out, kicking it. Yeah. It's like the battle of the radios or the battle of the bands or something. Who can play their music the loudest. So if you don't want to hear that song, you want to hear the other person's song, they turn it down. It's crazy. So that's what they do. That's what they doing out here. You know what I mean? They still walking up and down Fremont. They still in old Vegas walking up and down the street. They don't care. So I don't know if that's going to become a problem and they're going to make these people go somewhere and sit down. But as of right now, you do have some that is still, kind of socializing. And we are concerned about this situation with casinos. We are. And it's not going to be good, And my girlfriend and I, we talked today. She lives out here, and she was telling me, she was like, this shit is getting ready to get uglier, right? I said, well, the president is saying if we cooperate and follow what the information that, the rules of what we can and can't do, and if we follow them, that it should eventually die down. That's what he's trying. That's why he's coming so strict, So she was like, yeah, I hear you. She was like, but it's going to be them people that, that's not going to really follow them good. And she was like, because, it's people out there that's putting this shit out there to destroy, to take us the whole world out, right? I said, you think so? She said, oh, yeah. She said, because on YouTube, it's just a day ago, when I looked at it, it's a bunch of them still eating that damn bat soup. Like, I ain't tried the bat suit yet. Let me try the bat suit. You see where I'm coming from? And they sitting up there with a big old bat on top of a damn bowl.
People are out of line. People are crazy, and that's the thing. And that's what's going to make this worse, especially the American mentality. For the most part, Americans are sensible. At a certain age, I think, they're sensible. I think most people, are focused on doing what's right and for the greater good of society. But you're going to have those people who just say,
as Americans. Because I believe we will as Americans. Right now it's just the beginning, so we're, you got those ones out here that still kind of, they glad they off work, you know what I mean? They ain't really come to term with it yet. They just so damn glad to be, they just like a vacation. They not really in reality that this shit is going to go on for a long time. So they, they just, but once they come down off their shit, You know what I mean? And realized that they cousin died. Behind this shit, then they'll kind of come in. Then you know what I mean. And then what's gonna happen is we really gonna crack down, or we gonna start policing each other. You know what I mean? Because somebody had told me the library was still open today. He was going to the library, and I was like, I don't think the library. Well, yes, it is, because everybody don't have the internet and a printer and this and that, and so they gonna keep it open. So you know what I did? After I got off the phone with him, I called the damn library. Because I was going to say, I know goddamn well these people ain't open. Because if they open, I'm finna call the police. And they ass know that they ass is open over there at this library. I know god dang on well they better not be open. So I called, answer machine came on, and they said that you can be in the parking lot in a car, and they're going to try, they can't guarantee that the internet will work. You know what I mean? But they're going to make it where it can work out in the parking lot for people. But you got to be in a car. Ain't no hanging out, like, let me just, everybody just come in the parking lot, sit down, hang out. Because they using the internet, you got to be in a car, a vehicle,
Oh, okay.
And I was like, I knew that was a damn lie, because I sure was finna call the damn police. I know damn well they ain't crazy. So, see how people policing people. And I meant that shit. I meant that shit. You know what I mean? Come on now. You just putting, I don't know where he heard that shit from, but I was like, I don't think so. So, that's why I hung right up the damn phone and called their asses. I know damn well they better not be fucking open.
I don't know. This just sounds so funny. Call the police on the library, man. That's. But I mean, I don't blame you. I mean, hey, look, if you helping mitigate the spread, because you never know where somebody goes from there. Again, so yeah, I can't. I can't.
I mean, like, for real though, because when old girl was telling me that today, as her opinion, that this shit is gonna go further now. You understand? This shit is gonna be a little bit of a mess. So I was like, nah, but when I thought about it, she said it's like somebody with HIV virus, She was like, you got them people out there, they just putting that shit out there. When they get it, they mad. You know what I mean? Everybody ain't gonna take it well, So they mad. They just going around sleeping with people. You feel what I mean? And just giving it to people. You feel it, So she was like, it's kind of like that.
Yeah, I believe that. I believe you'll get a lot of that, because I think that, people, again, some people are going to get very sick. Some people are going to pass away from it. But I think you have some people who are going to get it and be so intimidated by a lot of the hype that the media push, so they're going to deliberately try to spread it. They're going to deliberately try to push it. That's what I think is happening in a lot of these.
Yeah, because if I fuck around and get it, I'm going to be out coughing air down well.
Oh, man.
I fuck around and get it, okay? I'm just going to ask the Lord to forgive me, because I'm going to be out coughing air damn well.
Go to the grocery store, wherever they at, wherever they having a party at, wherever the block party at. Pull up to the block party.
I ain't lying, okay? I'm gonna be everywhere. Everything that's open, I'm gonna be coughing on the door. Everything. Just taking my saliva with my hands, just going down the aisle.
That's terrible. Oh,
ain't it terrible?
Yeah, that's
shit.
terrible. But I can't.
Ain't it terrible? It is. Shit. It is. But it just depends on what kind of mindset you be in. You know what I mean? Yeah. At the time when they tell you, that this is what's happening with you. It's just the mindset that you in. You don't never know how you gonna handle that shit. I would like to think, I wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? I would like to think I wouldn't. It just depends on how I feel when that time comes. How I'm gonna, how I'm gonna react to it.
Yeah,
so that's how
you're in the situation.
No, you don't. I mean, I would like to think now that I would not do that. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Okay. I'm not sure. So, but however, what else is going on out here? Our airlines is still going. I was kind of surprised. I went on there today just to see how, because everybody was like, you probably can fly from here to wherever for, $50. No, it was costing me from here to Washington, D.C., it was costing me $300 on Southwest round trip. So that ain't that cheap to me.
No, I mean,
that ain't that cheap to me.
Ain't that great of a deal.
Yeah, it ain't that great of a deal. So, however, but that's still going. So they say that they coming out west to try to help us out because, because we don't have anything out here. We really don't. Yeah, we really don't. It's not like I could drive to the other side of town and I can get this stuff. I can't even do that because there's nothing out here. And it's bad. So when they're talking about coming out here to the west, that's real. I can confirm that. It's bad.
We're gonna call Professor Trill. We're gonna tell him to load the truck up with supplies. We're gonna send him out there.
For real. For real. But so they are. So we're kind of banking on that too. You know what I mean? To be able to get stuff. So I just said, well, I don't have any water left. I ran, and I'm normally a stocked up person, but I ran out of water. So, however, I said, well, I've been able to get a bottle here, a bottle there, like from the 7-Eleven. It might be a bottle in there or whatever like that, but no packs. So, however, I just said if it come down to it, I just have to boil. I got to go old school. You know what I mean? I just boil the water first, and then, put it in the refrigerator. And hopefully that'll help. I don't know, But now I did have eye surgery. So what Miss Bell was saying, about I had it Saturday. I had eye surgery Saturday. I have dry eyes, and it's dry out here in Vegas. It's real dry. So and a lot of people had this problem out here. But anyway, so it's the dry eyes. So he went into my tear duct and did some with my tear duct. So my eyes are moist now. But however, I had that this past Saturday at the hospital out here. An outpatient thing. I mean, I know I don't have corona because they're not going to let me in the surgical area, period, if I wasn't checked. So all that stuff was screened, unless I got it after Saturday. But however, I did have that. So they told me when I was there Saturday, I got there about 10:30. My surgery was scheduled for 11. So before I went back, before they wheeled me into the surgical actual room in my bed, they told me that my doctor told me, he leaned down, he told me, he said, you lucky that you got this, that you were scheduled for today. He said, because they just sent down that it's not going to be any more surgeries unless it's a life or death situation.
You caught it just in time.
So I was able to, to go ahead on it and get that done and everything. So it all went well. My eyes are still kind of, I have stitches. They're going to have to take the stitches out. My eyes are not stitched together. It's the eyelids. It's where I think it's actually called the LACRIMAL gland, which is really like the tear where your tears come from. But anyway, so that's in your eyelid. So it's not like they actually operated on my eyeball, let's just say, but my eyelid. He just made a little slit there and, did whatever he had to do, and that was about it. It's outpatient, and, after they rolled me out the recovery, then out the surgical room, I went to the recovery room, and then, they just wheel your ass out in a wheelchair and get, you got to go. So basically that was that. So I just have to have the stitches removed, and my doctor said he will be open to do that when it's time for my stitches. I think I have to have the stitches for like 10 days or something, and he'll remove the stitches for me, and so I should be good to go. The swelling should be a lot down by then. But so yeah, I made it just within the nick of time, baby, on Saturday to get that surgery, honey. Yeah. Yes, I did. And, I'm glad I did. I'm kind of glad I was able to make it. But it was a little bit of a concern Saturday, like Friday night. I was like, should I do this or should I try to call my doctor's office and cancel or what? So, because of the corona, I was like, and so I just didn't, when I called over there to make sure we were still on, they said we were still on. So I was like, well, if they ain't scared, I ain't scared, So I went on and did it, but I'm glad I got it over with. But yeah, I mean, it's, that's what's happening out here in Vegas. Yeah, the partying has kind of gone to the street now, but I don't know how long that's going to last, but people are concerned out here. They're very concerned because they know what we went through in 2009 out here, and this is worse this is like way worse than that. You know what I mean? That's what they're predicting to be. So, yeah, we are concerned. Yeah, we are. We are.
Well, like I said, I think it'll lower. Everything will bounce back. It may take a little time, but it's just. I think we'll all make it through. But I do hope you get a hold of some supplies, and like I say, the eyes recover well, and like I say, you big back to better than ever. Like I say, we just all got a little bit of time.
Yeah, and if it doesn't get better out here with this supply thing, if anybody in the den, have any supplies or anything like that they can spare, like a care box, I might, I'll come back and maybe we can get that together, you know what I mean? Just in case. I mean, I'm expecting they tell us the trucks they are trying to get out here west, but just in case, I might have to come back in the den and get with you and ask, so whether you get my address and they send it to you, you send it. You see where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
Or some kind of way that I can get a care box or something.
So are they still, doing? I heard some places have had some issues with deliveries and stuff. Like they said they were doing like medical stuff. So people still getting packages and deliveries and things.
We are still getting packages and stuff. So the post office, as of right now, they're saying that they still go, and Amazon and everybody, they stand, they'll drop crap off at your door.
Okay. Yeah, like I say, if it gets to that point, but we'll make something happen. We'll definitely make something happen. Because like I say,
I appreciate.
I ain't gonna go. I guess the Walmart's closed tonight, but I told myself I was gonna get out tomorrow to see if they restock for a couple of things. Because I ain't gonna lie, I think I'm on the last roll of paper towels. So
yourself, huh?
Yeah. So I wanted to kind of try to get on top of things before it got too bad. So Miss Carter, I appreciate you calling in, and I appreciate you just kind of giving us some insight
I was
on
gonna
Vegas.
call as soon as you said I want Miss Cartier White to call in. I said, oh, okay, I get I'm gonna have to call in tonight. Let me stop what I'm doing and call him. So I am too. It's good talking with you, Honcho, and I'm gonna get back in the chat.
All right, well, I thank you, and I'll be talking to you soon.
Okay, bye bye.
All right, have a good evening. And so, and I find it interesting because, like I said, we got den folk all over the place, and everybody's having different experiences, and I guess based on where you are in the world at this time. And, oh, shit, I got to do that too. I forgot. And so, if we got to make that happen, we'll definitely make that happen. So, we definitely, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I've seen that too. I'm envious. See, that's what's really happening. The old people are getting the extra early hours, and then they're buying all the stuff. They hoarding it up. See, it's a scheme. It's a scheme. This is what happened. The old healthy people are buying all the stuff up. It ain't the old, really elderly people that can barely make it. See, they got like a little, what's the word I'm looking for? A syndicate. And they go, they get to shop early, so they just buy everything else. So by the time regular people hours open up, it's fucking, there's nothing there. So you waste your time, and then they make you wait in line for hours. But the old people, they riding off on their rascals, laughing at you. Hi, got you motherfuckers. That should have helped that old lady walk across the street. Now you're regretting it. But no, bullshit to the side. Again, like I say, even though some of us may have some good things going, some of us may not, depending on where you are in the world, depending on how things are playing out for you. And I think this is hitting almost everybody in every imaginable industry, with very few, if anybody, escaping, the wrath, or the I won't say the wrath, but the collateral damage from this, from the corona. So, but here's the deal: I am tired. Like I said, I was only going to go about an hour and a half, but we still end up getting some den time and some change. And so, we're going to make it shake. Yeah, they partying in Miami right now. They are wilding out on the beach. They trying to get their asses off the beach. They was rebelling. They like, fucking, I'm out here on spring break. I ain't turning down. Turn down for what? Said the wise philosopher, Lil Jon. So, yeah, and again, if our biggest issue in Houston is the particular sports team, that's what we got to complain about, while other folks, trying to get, they're having trouble getting supplies. It puts things in perspective. But like I said, I am a bit tired, but I'll be in the Discord for a little bit after this, because yeah, definitely, I'll be in the Discord for a little bit after this talk shit. I'm sure Big M has already got a head start on the shit talk. And one day Heidi will join the Discord, and it'll be very interesting. Even if she only gets in the text chat, but we're going to get in the Discord one day, and then she's going to get into the voice chat and have an argument with somebody, because that's just how it works for whatever reason. But y'all be cool like y'all be cool, man. I appreciate y'all. Seriously, it is my honor, my privilege, and again, it is my pleasure. I'll be safe out there, whatever you got going on. And I'm gonna be honest, God, like I don't know what you are. Whatever your pronouns are, dude. You do you. Pride, power, however that works. When is it? What is Pride Month? May, June, July? It's one of those months. Can we keep the corona going until then? I'm out. I probably shouldn't have said that. They're going to ban this channel. Anyway, I'm talking to produce. Y'all be cool like y'all be cool, man. I'll be in the Discord. Y'all ain't got to go home. Feel free to come and join the Discord. Let me put the link in there for all you wonderful people. Actually, the link is in the description. So if you want to join, it's in the description. And you can find it there. And then, I don't know, what is the out of beer pronoun? Dry? That's an adjective, I don't know. No, female pimp, you're not allowed in Discord. Did we ban you? I thought you were. Did you ban yourself? Somebody banned you. You probably banned yourself and forgot how to get back in. But, trying to do, y'all be cool, man. I really do appreciate y'all. Y'all are wonderful people. And again, tomorrow night I'll be on time. We're going to have a very interesting topic. A particular individual has been pushing this topic for quite some time. And I got some topics that some of you sent before I went on vacation. I plan on implementing those soon. Because I'm going to be honest, I'm kind of tired of talking about the Rona. And I know people are dealing with it. And so it's time to take our minds off of it. Yeah, it'll be 10:30 Pacific time. But I'm gonna set everything up early. A hint about tomorrow. That's tough. That's it. I guess it has reference to pride, not in that same way, but pride is a part of it. So. With that being said, I'm trying to produce. Until mañana, I'll be in the Discord very shortly. start a fucking riot. Good night, y'all.